Hello, everyone. Welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. My name is Ethan Van Sciver, 27-year veteran of the comic book industry who has cat fur on his shirt. Ew. Sorry, I was hugging my cat. 27-year veteran of the comic book industry, world's most charming, elegant, eloquent, and yet humble man. Great big Star Wars fan, trusted member of the media. Good evening, everyone. I just woke up. Yeah, I was sleeping. Hi. Yeah. I said, I said I was going to come back and do another live stream. That's what I do. I got to check in with you guys and make sure that you guys are okay. It's good to see you. First of all, I want to let you guys know with great reassurance that today, tonight, all of the Cyberfrog statues and toys are well underway. We have professionals working on them now in a big, exciting way. I am so excited about the idea of making these PVC toys right now. They look absolutely magnificent, and I most assuredly have the right people doing them. I guess the only thing I want to do right now is find somebody to do the packaging. The packaging details is kind of it. I think I want to hire James Dean Anderson to do it. I have a updated photo. Hang on a second. Let me show this to you guys. A little bit of an updated photo here by 3D Robin. And it just looks nicer. He did a nicer job. But fortunately, we have so many people in Comicsgate who are gifted and talented and good at this kind of thing. I'm kind of looking forward to finding somebody to do the package for this. Let me just show it real quick here. All right, so this is what it's going to look like here. Thank you very much, 3D Robin, for providing this much better rendering of what we're looking to produce. Look at his feet. People are like, his feet are too big. Do you think his feet are too big? No, they're not. That's exactly how a frog's feet should be. It's almost like a third, you know what I mean? It's almost like a third little bend in his leg. I think that's how frogs kind of look. And it just looks cool like this. I guess it looks weird when he's standing on his heel. Like Bugs Bunny, his feet look gigantic. But when he's crouched down like this and standing on the ball of his foot, I think it looks badass. So anyway, this is it. Now I gotta make this card look like a Hot Wheel somehow. It's gotta say Cyberfrog. It's gotta have some cool ass sweet artwork right here. Or something, some cool, clever design. I don't know. I don't want, and the thing about it is, the key thing to this is that I don't want to do it myself. I can't do everything myself. I want to hire people to do it for me. I got enough to do. I got enough on my plate. I don't want to have to design the cards. I want to actually get some really, really good people, give people some opportunities to help out. So this is Cyberfrog, and I assume Salamandroid is going to be like the same kind of way. Except much bigger. And then what I want to do is I want to also produce a 2-pack. So both of them are together and make it like a box, with a couple of windows in it, like a gigantic gift pack of Cyberfrog and Salamandroid. And I might get ambitious and just do it and throw in like the Vespis and Heather too, because I've got 3D Robin, who's just awesome. 3D Robin just is like, he sits down, he takes on a project like this, and he kicks it out. He's doing a great job. And he's working also with these guys, formerly of DC Direct and other places. DC Direct made the best stuff. Hold on a second. Let me let Adam Post in here. Well, hello, Adam Post. How are you?
Hey, great.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. I'm very excited about that toy. I was just talking about it earlier tonight.
I'm excited about it too, and just the possibilities of this. The more I sort of float around and think about this, the more I kind of am going, yeah, I think I'm going to become a little toy company. The comics are going to be a thing. Cyberfrog's going to be an annual kind of event, but I think I'm going to kind of become a toy company too. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I do that? Of course I'm going to do that. It's what's in my heart. I want to do that. I want to have control over these toys. And maybe even make other Comicsgaters toys as well.
I love it. It's exciting. Right? Well, you said something the other day that was great. And I have a similar feeling. It's like we make some profit on some of these books, and you could take that and pay the taxes and have cash or whatever. But if you invest in more stuff, more cool, amazing stuff, and you keep building your brand. The potential is limitless.
Yeah, that's what you probably should do if you have this kind of money. No, not Lone Star action figures, Eric S. I mean, I actually do want to try to make a profit if possible. Welcome, Patrick Thomas Parnell. Great to see you.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. A little bit groggy, but I had to get up and talk about this stuff.
Happens.
I was excited to see that frog. I just missed it.
Okay, well, here he is right here. So this is Thomas. This is Patrick Thomas Parnell. This is what we're actually we're looking at right now. This is the kind of rough sketch of the freebie. This is free. Everybody is going to get this who backs Cyberfrog Wreck Planet at the $25 level. So I got to get a design on here. I got to make this package here and then flip it over. And what if we did the kind of Star Wars thing where it's like, these are all the, you know what I mean? Like here are all the toys that that we did here. We did a Cyberfrog Salamandroid, 2 Vespis and Heather. Just actually show them on the back of this card.
Yeah, that's ideal. You want that. You want that.
What's the size of that guy?
I don't really know yet. I think he's going to be small. I'm thinking, like this bee that I'm holding here.
Okay.
I want him to, well, maybe a little bigger. I want him to be kind of Hot Wheel sized because we're going to make 20,000 of these.
Now, can I ask you a quick question? With something like that, will that mess with your shipping cost?
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to.
Yeah, of course it will. We're going to have to change the package that everything comes in. But you see, when we decided that we were going to do a different container and put the chicken box in that container, it no longer mattered. That now we're just finding different crates, different shipping crates to accommodate all of the stuff that people are going to get.
Gotcha. Okay.
Ethan, you just made me think of another suggestion. This is the prototype for College of the Dead graduation day, but we have a 2-page spread in there that shows like all of the variants.
Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me.
Okay. There's something to think about maybe for Wreck Planet. We have a 2-page spread that shows all the variants and versions of the books. It's not an ad. It just kind of shows like all of the available versions. And maybe that's a thing to do with Wreck Planet as well, is to just kind of show people, a page that shows all the pictures of all the products, like you were just talking about with the Star Wars thing on the back of the toy.
Well, I've got a couple production designers that work for Dynamite Comics that are actually making me in like house ads, professional house ads for Unforgettable Tales, which is going to be pretty nice. I want to hire this kind of stuff out. Dynamite is not helping with these PVC toys. I'm doing this all by myself. I've hired people. I've hired great people. Actually, they've come to me and just said, "Look, we're looking for something to do," and they've shown me their portfolio. And it's the same crew that made this frog here. This frog. By the way, I'm gonna have a complete frog figure this week. They're printing it out now. I finally approved of it.
That thing's beautiful.
Yeah, I had to make a couple of changes. I said, get rid of I want the skull here. I felt like the skull, there was too much of a bump here at the top of his skull. So I said, push that down a little bit. And then I said, we're done. I mean, after that, they remodeled the feet, which I thought were a little bit too clunky. I think I showed you guys in the chat.
Yeah, they're kind of big. What's interesting about that sculpt is that guy nailed your style like perfectly. Like the shoulders, I mean, everything proportionally is like perfect.
Yeah. I gotta say, I was shocked by it. I was very, very pleased.
I mean, sometimes like when you see people like do a toy line off of a comic book artist like style, sometimes it doesn't really work. That looks like you made that.
Really? Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what we're going for. I've seen enough sculpts of Cyberfrog now, digital sculpts. Like 3D Robin did a really, really good one. It's like, so I've seen it. I've seen the turnarounds and everything, and I'm used to it at this point. But man, I'm telling you, it's great to get a comic book made. There's a whole different buzz when you get a toy made, and it's of your own character. It's something that I haven't had before yet. So this is I've done a million comic books. I've never really had a toy.
And they're coming out great, and you're in a position where you can get the best people. So it's going to be good. As long as you know their credential, you'll get great work.
Yeah, we're talking about doing variant Heather figures, which is hold on a second. It's like every time TL Law will constantly sit there. Hold on a second. I'm going to show you this too. I'm pulling up images and putting them in new tabs.
I saw something you sent of his work. I was like, interested. I just wrote under it. It's just great.
The guy is awesome.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna pull that.
There's
up.
a guy that reached out to me too, who used to work in my studio, who got a lot of great professional work after that. This guy Chris Rankowitz, who does just toys and some other cool stuff as well. I think I haven't sent it to you yet, but I know you get stuff like that constantly.
No, I would like to see that stuff. I'd like to see something new.
My fault. All right, let me search it up, and I'll get you a link to him.
All right, check this out. All right, let me show you. Let me show you some variations here. This is Hot Pants Heather Swain.
Just the whole idea of hot pants is good.
If we want to go in this direction instead of ripped up jeans, let's rip her jeans right off.
I kind of like the ripped jeans.
I do too, but it's fun to kind of see like, hey, we can do whatever we want to do here. This is cool. The Heather Swain model. Here's the turnaround. I've shown it before, but just in case people are kind of new here, I'm sorry, I can't get enough of this.
No, it's great.
There she is in her jeans.
No tears on the back.
I guess not. Let's. I didn't notice.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Maybe up or high near the tushy, maybe under a cheek or something. No, you're not that.
I'm not against that idea. I think that's probably okay. But
what's that Fox News thing that keeps on popping up?
I don't know. They immediately kicked me to Fox News things. Let's find out what's going on. Martin Luther King Jr.'s niece quotes her uncle. Okay, so it's all about the protest.
Yeah, because they look like designer jeans. When they have the rips in them.
Yeah. You're right. You want them to actually look more like.
I mean, if you
organically,
I think we could sell about 15 to 20% more statues if we have a cheek that's just sort of exposed.
Oh yes. Oh, what if the back of her pants is ripped out and you can see a little bit of pants?
Just a little cheek.
Oh, no.
Just a little. 20%. So it makes it iconic.
Oh, I'm sorry, Heather. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I mean, these characters are real to me, so I'm not sure. But yeah, that's a thought.
Understand.
She would. And it's probably they're worn in jeans. She's comfortable in them,
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we've got all right. So this is the other thing that we're talking about too. And I've got all these guys in a group chat. I know the big thing is, how much is Dynamite helping Ethan? Dynamite's helping me quite a bit. I really appreciate them. They're producing the foil covers this time, the sculpted foil covers.
Oh, great.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of cool stuff that I wouldn't know how to organize and put together yet. I'm learning. I'm keeping my ears open, but I have to learn. But this is a whole crew. I've got a whole toy crew with me now in a little private DM and just kicking ass. So here's Heather. Here's Salamandroid. This is the Salamandroid PVC, which I've shown before, but this is another set of shots of it without Cyberfrog.
Now, how do we get this one? How do we buy that one?
Well, I'll put it up separately. I'm gonna, if you bought the honeycomb box, you're getting this already.
Okay.
But if you didn't, I'm gonna have to sell this guy separately, and I gotta wait and get a quote on him and make sure that I can get everything. Well, I mean, look at the paint steps, like his teeth here, and the spots on his face and everything. I want to make sure all of that stuff is on there. It's part of it. I want to make sure it works.
This is from the designer, but this hasn't been signed off as production viable yet.
Not yet. No. Okay. I should have that tomorrow. I got
exciting.
Dude, if I told you who's working on this stuff, you would be so excited. I mean, it's like we've got the people who did statues and toys that you all own and that you all love. Working on Cyberfrog right now.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing. People are just those designers. They work on stuff. They work for the great companies. There's a guy who I was talking to, Tony something about his last name. He did that really cool Mary Jane statue of like Adam Hughes's Mary Jane. She was bending over some really classic image that everybody freaking loved. And we were just talking, and people just have work. Like they have work and then they don't, especially these designers. So they're out there, and you've got like the biggest crowdfunded comic. Why not hire the best guys and deliver on this? Yeah, you are going to be a toy company.
What's fun about all this? I mean, if you're watching CG and just the evolution of it, I kind of consider this like the third wave of CG is kind of getting into like other stuff. Now it's getting into like toy making. It's like it's evolving. It's getting better and better. Like people are getting better with their campaigns. People are getting faster. It's like now we're making toys. It's pretty great just watching it just evolve.
Yeah, I'm super enthusiastic. By the way, John Malin's in the chat. John, come on in here. John just said he finished signing. They did what did you do? The first wave of signings for Graveyard Shift 2. That's good. He had Mark Polton over to do autographs for those books. Very excited about Graveyard Shift 2. So this is it, guys. And once we get the Cyberfrog toys out, I might consider making toys of other people's characters too. We'll see how it goes.
Can I screen share something, Ethan, by any chance?
Oh, sure. Yeah, hang on. What do you got? Oh, I see it already. Yes.
Oh,
It looks like the
I'm right
Batman
behind
animated
you.
series.
I'm right behind you, Uncle E.
Yes. Oh, I love it. He looks just like the Batman animated series toys.
Well, he's the same size, and I wanted him to be like that. You could put him right next to him. You know what I'm saying? Like for because that's the type of toys. I mean, I like all types of toys, but that was the toy that I was going for. Now this is actually sculpted by a dude at Hasbro. Like he sculpted all the new G.I. Joe toys. He worked on Rogue One. He worked on Solo. He worked on a bunch of Star Wars stuff. He did like the Sith Trooper. He's like a legit sculptor, and he totally did this for me.
Dude, that is so effing cool! Holy cow!
And actually, well, here, and I'll show you the next thing because I actually made a package for it as well. Let's see if I can. Can you see that?
You made a package? No, I can't see it yet.
Oh, I think I have to stop sharing and I have to reshare. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what do I do? Get rid of it? No, you do it. Okay.
And then let's see. Well, this is the art for it.
And you designed this?
Yep.
wow.
That's great.
So
already.
So I mean, it's a whole new world, like dealing with toys. So it's like now, like what I've been doing is I've been talking with people because I'm trying to get this made in the U.S. as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's turning out to be really difficult, but there are some DIY people that make 5 points of articulation. Now this guy's only 5 points; like he's not super articulate. You know what I'm saying?
I kind of like it that way, though.
I think it fits the story, and it also leaves a budget where I could possibly make more. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm finding some indie guys that are proving like pretty fruitful so far. So what I'm trying to do is I want to make this in the U.S., but we might have to get the pieces made in China, and then we can at least assemble it in the U.S. So like I'd like to have it say on the package like assembled in the U.S. or made in the U.S. or something like that. You can see it up here at the
It
top.
says that in the corner. Yeah, made in the US.
Yeah. And it's just I'm just silly like that. I'm just pro America like that. I think
Good for you.
I think it'd be fun to kind of get it printed up here. I mean, it's crazy that we used to make so much stuff in this country so long ago, and now we have to like get everything shipped overseas. But yeah, I just wanted to share that real quick.
Cool.
Yeah. So who? I think even Hasbro manufactures in China.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What are we gonna do? How do we keep in the United States?
Well, it's interesting. Like if you look at the history of toy making, when He-Man first came out, when He-Man first came out, it was made in South America. Like the first couple years that He-Man was made, it was made in South America. Then it was transferred to Taiwan, and then it went from Taiwan to China. Now China is sending it to Vietnam. So it's kind of like it's going through this process of just bouncing around to cheaper and cheaper. Yeah, I mean it's really it's out of my pay range to start up a toy manufacturing company, but I do think there's a market to do it, and I think one day someone's going to do it. There's a lot of indie guys that do this stuff in their garage. So I've been reaching out to some of those guys, seeing if any of them could be helpful. If anyone's out there that's in the chat that does 5 points of articulation figures, like hit me up. I'd like to talk to you.
If you know Vinny Tartamella, by the way, he used to work with Todd McFarlane.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where does Todd makes in China too, right? Or
yeah. I mean, it's China has a monopoly over it just because it's cost efficient. But I was trying to get I was trying to do a happy medium where I could at least order the pieces, get all the pieces shipped over here, and then I can at least assemble it here, so I can just be at least it's assembled in the U.S. You know, I mean, it'll be just be me and my wife just clicking arms and necks together and stuff like that. But what's fun about that guy, about the Johnny Phantasm figure, he comes with interchangeable heads. He has a head that has no hat, just his hair. So he comes with like little accessories, like his gun straps come off, his belt buckle comes off. He's got 2 guns.
When do you want to do this? When are you going to crowd? Why am I itchy? I'm never picking up my cat again. I picked up my cat and gave her a hug before I came in here, and I had wads of fur all over me.
Oh, yeah, he gets in the mirror.
Yeah, oh man. So when are you thinking about doing this? Are you gonna crowdfund it?
Yeah, I'm gonna crowdfund it. So like what I'm trying to do is, we're doing Johnny Phantasm 1977 right now, and then we're doing Johnny Phantasm 1985 Halloween right after that, which is gonna be in August. I would like to launch this so people could have it by Christmas. So maybe
that's tight.
I know it's tight. It's tight. I mean, and it might not happen, but I mean, I have to have goals,
Well, just get the information, man. You got to just research it.
Yeah.
And once you got all the facts, then you'll know what the timeline is.
But I think because I don't have a book for Christmas. I have the 1977's coming out now, and then I have the Halloween 1985 coming out around Halloween. I'd like to have something available for purchase around Christmas time. I was thinking about doing like a collector's cup and or a collector's glass.
But just so you know, most of us never run campaigns like in that month, that December month. We'll run them.
I don't think it matters. I really don't think it matters as much. No, I don't. I think especially, we're afraid because people are Christmas shopping. But my attitude is always, are people spending money? And yes, they're spending money in December. So
they're going to be spending Christmas money online this year, more so than last year. I mean, even if stuff opens up, there's still going to be a group of people that are going to be staying home.
Yeah, to be honest, that's kind of always been my attitude too. It's just like whatever, you put stuff out every month, and people either buy it or they don't. But generally, they do.
Yeah.
So well, you never know.
And then what's also interesting about the toy community, because the toy community is a little bit different than the comic book community. People have been doing special orders for toys for like the past 5 or 6 years for a while now. Like the pre-ordering of toys. HasLab has had a lot of success with it. There's a lot of toy companies that have been doing pre-orders for a while now. So as far as the toy community, they're kind of used to pre-ordering.
Yeah, I would think so. I hope so. I'm already hearing from these guys. They're like, yeah, we can get this together. It's going to take between like 8 and 12 months to get these miniatures done. The way that I want to get them done, and I said, can we make it 8 months? Can we push it to 8 months? And I'm going to try to rush this as fast as I can. I may end up breaking up the shipment if it goes late, because I want the books to ship around Christmas time. So if that happens, I've got the money to do a double ship for the honeycomb boxes and all of that stuff. We'll see how it goes, but I'm gonna push these guys to get these things to me as quickly as possible. I don't think they're that complicated, but this is my first foray into the world of toys.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. I want to do this every single time now. Every single time I want to have some kind of figure. And yeah, of course. I mean, yes.
Why not? Why not? But good. Wow, it's
I really liked your idea of taking the Hornet toy that already exists and just retooling it. Well,
that's what I was showing. Yeah. Hey, John Malin, how are you?
I'm great. How's everyone doing?
Hey, John.
Good.
Very good. I'm excited for the Salamandroid and Cyberfrog toys in my my honeycomb box.
Wow.
Is that no? You're not going for that scale, right?
I mean, maybe Cyberfrog will be this big. I don't know. I got to see what my options are. If he were this big, it would be very convenient for me.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I'm thinking Hot Wheels because I'm ordering 20,000 of them and I'm storing them in my house. So, it's like I want small toys that are inexpensive and just kind of fun, just kind of a fun bonus. So if we can get them really, really detailed, but small, that would be cool. Small, SMOL, small, John. That's
they have to be able to carry a human being
What do you mean carry a human being?
Oh, what
Yeah,
is that
like
one?
carrying away a body. Yeah.
Oh, the Vespis, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
well,
the
I mean,
human being would have to be scaled to Cyberfrog.
yeah. I mean, look, well, I mean, cyber.
Are you gonna make a
Gotta
little?
play with 'em.
Are you gonna make a little tiny Heather as well?
Little tiny what? Like human head in its mouth? I mean,
Yeah, like a head, like a person, like a, I don't know.
Well,
it's up to Robin. Robin's gonna sculpt these.
Hmm.
I said, Robin, I need two Vespis in different poses. And I was just thinking one would be kind of like this, but with his stinger kind of bent. You know how bees get when they're about to sting you, and maybe another one would just kind of have his wings up but be down. So that they'd be playable. You'd be able to play with them or pose them. Fighting Cyberfrog and Salamandroid. But if for some reason Robin gets funny and decides to put a human being being eaten by the Vespis, I guess that would be okay. Could Robin, if you're listening, could you make it John? I want John Malin being eaten by the Vespis. Yeah, this is the bigger size here that I got, and these were just to kind of look at these. What they're doing in Japan. They make these kind of toys that you put together. I'm not 100% happy with this. There's a better one that is around the same size that I'm trying to buy just to have it. I want one that's like anatomically accurate to a bee, and this obviously isn't. It's a little bit goofy.
If I was being modeled, I'd like to be in an epic battle pose. Maybe I'm choking the Vespis with one.
You got
hand.
one hand around his neck, and your torso was already in its mouth.
Yeah, and then I'm pulling back, about to slug it. but maybe my guts are hanging out.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah, we could do it. We could do whatever we want. I mean, that's what's so great about this. Like, actually, that's not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Now, hang on. Do I want to make these so that they're okay for kids, or am I Todd McFarlane and am I just going to go? You know what? I want like Mars Attacks style, miniatures of. I want my Vespis to be actually eating human beings.
Well, the books are not made for it's. What would Todd McFarlane do is what he would do. He would make it violent. He'd make it violent and incredibly cool to look at.
Yeah, make it for kids, but put a sticker on it that says "not for kids."
That's the stuff that kids want anyway. I got to tell you, when I was a kid, I wanted, I thought about violence. I thought about blood and gore and stuff like that. All my fantasies were Dungeons and Dragons, running around with a sword in my hand and chopping off orcs' heads.
Mm-hmm.
I was a D&D kid. But my God, yeah, we can do whatever we want, and that's always exciting, especially since we don't work for a big corporation. We're all individuals. We can do whatever we want. We can absolutely. There are no restrictions. Nobody's going to say no. We've got to appeal to this. We just have to appeal to ourselves and the customers. So that's the thing. And John, let's make a graveyard shift toy.
Yeah, no, like statue wise, I'd love to see like a Mick the Monster Mayhew, like all decked out, super detailed. I think that'd be a lot of fun. That'd probably be a campaign in and of itself, I think.
What might be interesting with a graveyard shift piece is to actually do it the way that you draw covers, instead of one single like bust or statue of Mick Mayhew, like maybe just him, like a full statue, and then kind of a collage of the other members of Graveyard Shift. So it's an art piece in and of itself. Like there might be a big head, over here, and then like another little figure here, and then you know what I mean, like one big kind of clusterfuck of characters on one bust. That way you can get it all done.
Yeah. Everybody just standing close. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And get some like LED lights in there too as well.
Can you imagine,
Sure.
dude?
Smoke machine.
We could do it. It's not out of the question. It's absolutely not out of the question.
Lasers.
All right.
Little pool for dry ice and right behind it.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they can do lights. I know that. Like we're talking about, the feasibility of putting lights. It's expensive, and they keep telling me you got to be careful when you put lights in these things, because oftentimes if they don't work, like they can break easily, and if they don't work, then you're out an entire statue.
Yeah.
But when they do work, it's glorious. So they're warning me about, hey, look, the fragility of the toy is going to increase greatly. But
So you're going to go a full like articulate figure, right?
I'm doing everything. I'm doing it all. I'm doing statues of all sizes.
Well, I mean, like soon you're getting a full figure, right?
Yes, yeah. No, so basically what I started to do was I got a great sculptor who's, like I said, who's working on the Cyberfrog sculpt, okay?
Uh-huh.
And he was meant to do, all I hired him to do was the Our Heroes variant cover. And that's what this is. I mean, this is posed to be, he's going to be holding a stinger, in this hand right here, in this arm. As we were doing it, I was so satisfied with what I was seeing. I was so happy. I was like, I wish the toy would look like this too, because I've shown you guys the model that's being used, and I don't know who the sculptor is. I don't mean to hurt anyone's feelings, but I keep having to go, no, that's not his face. Like, that isn't right. I'm, like, part of me wants to just go, okay, fine. I don't want to be a hard time. I don't want to give him a hard time. But
yeah,
at the same time, it's like, I don't want my action figure to not look like Cyberfrog to me.
It's got to be right.
So, we've got this guy doing this, and he's got this statue, and it's so perfect. And I said, I'd really like to get you to do the action figure too,
Yeah.
And he goes, well, I'll just take the model I'm making, put it in a neutral pose for you. You guys can just go cut it up into an action figure, and then I'll repose him to be the statue.
Would you make him that big?
I could, but no, I would make him the Marvel, Marvel size.
The like 6-inch size.
Marvel Legends, how big are those? Like
those are 6 inches, and like the new G.I. Joes, like those are 6 inches, and Black Series, Star Wars, those are 6 inches.
6 inches? Is that okay?
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, Cyberfrog is a little bit bigger, so you could make him like 7, because that's the thing about Marvel Legends is they changed their size a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's like the Hulk is bigger than 6 inches, obviously.
I mean, Cyberfrog's little though. Cyberfrog's a little guy.
Oh, he is. I thought he was tall and skinny.
Well, his legs grow. Like, you see how his legs are banded. Like when he jumps or he's swimming, his legs will grow. They'll kind of stretch out.
How tall is he?
He's a little shorter than Heather Swain, who is a regular sized woman.
Well, then, yeah. I mean, the 6 inch, he'd be like 5.5. But yeah. I mean, that's what you want. Like, you want it so it's like people can put it in their collection and it looks seamless next to the rest of the guys.
Yeah, I want him to be to scale with all of those toys, just like you're doing with your Batman animated figure.
Exactly.
Johnny Phantasm.
Mm-hmm.
So, cut this guy up, make him the action figure, and then just once you have a good, I guess the way it works is once you have a really good 3D model, you can do whatever you want to him. So we can take this same guy, crouch him down, pose him. We can open his mouth if we want, have his tongue shooting out.
Mm-hmm.
We can make all kinds of different poses with this fella here, and just make good statues and stuff. So. I want to make a big boy. Can you imagine if we actually made an action figure to this scale? Why?
That'd be brutal.
Why wouldn't we do it? Why wouldn't we do that? I'm just like, of course we will.
Because Salamandroid would have to be.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I
would figure out the size for Salamandroid and then scale everything to that. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. We are going to do a scale Salamandroid scale to this.
The Salamandroid could be the Build-A-Figure. You get like the 2 legs that come with the frog, and then you get the 2 arms of him come with the girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the head comes with the boss, and then you build them.
Yeah, that's an idea. I'd have to do more toys, but this is just toy talk. I'm like, I asked TL Law, the Heather toy. I said, why don't you go ahead and just get started on Rumblebee? And he's just like, I'm gonna change him. I'm like, no, do not change him. One thing that he does is he keeps making like his own versions of my characters, which is fun to see. But it's like, no, I want like something true to the comic, at least for now, and then we'll do a sci-fi set later.
Well, I saw that you posted something about going live, and then I saw you were talking about a toy, so I had to jump in there.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate it. By the way, guys, Johnny Phantasm, go back this. We're going to be talking about something else that I think is on its way to closing out tonight. Let me see where we're at here. Yeah, we got 2 hours left for a big one, John. Very big one indeed. Let me see here. Let me show this. Jawbreakers Grand Bazaar graphic novel is closing out. I think I think it's just the first month though. But with Zach, you don't know what he's going to do. Is Zach even awake? Like, hold on a second. Like, what is Zach up to? Because no, he didn't write to me or nothing. I don't know if he's going to let this campaign just die today or what, or if he's going to add another.
I hope it's set up for in demand. Like didn't he forget to do that when pandemic and he had to make a new campaign because he forgot to put it in demand?
Yes.
Someone should text him and be like, make sure this is in demand.
All right, hold on a second. Let's watch Zach's new video. John, have you seen the new video yet?
No. Is it nice and short?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
It is very short. That's what I like about it. Here we go. Cycling. This isn't. All right, there we go. I love that. That makes me happy.
Jawbreakers Grand Bazaar is the origin of the team, how they all met in and under the battlegrounds of Afghanistan back in 2008. The Grand Bazaar is this magical bazaar that pops up in different places around the world every 6 decades, 6 years, and 6 months. It's a place where anything can be found, haggled over, traded, or bartered. There's only one rule. You cannot use currency or credit to acquire that which you desire. Nothing has a cost, but everything has a price. The men who eventually form the Jawbreakers each find themselves in the Grand Bazaar for different reasons, but they end up banding together for survival.
Cool.
I mean, that is cool, right? Or is that not cool?
That's cool.
That's much better than the other one.
Yes.
I think I saw Nips.
You saw Nips?
Yeah, I think I saw Nips in there. Yeah. Attaboy, Zach. That's at least an effort, you know. Oh, Ethan froze up.
I did? Oh,
Yep.
shit.
You're back. You're back.
Okay, all right. One of his fans probably helped him, and thank you guys for doing that. It's like somebody helped Zach. $158,278, which is very exciting. But here's the thing: I just want to get it past this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't even know. I got to
Yeah,
refresh this, to be honest with you. Oh shit, you know.
Looks like you're giving him money because Sean Gordon Murphy really stalled out in like the 150, 160 range.
And you think I'm promoting him and giving Sean Gordon Murphy money by talking about him?
I think you just gave him $1,000.
No.
Yeah.
I'm very
He's
no,
been-
it's okay. It's all right. We're happy to do that, of course.
Yeah, he's been lingering, man.
Yeah, this is the thing about this campaign. You know, it's like in the future, like don't do the 60 days all at once.
Mhm.
I know it seems to like that seems like a good idea. You're like, no, I'm just giving it more money or more time to make money. But that isn't the way that it works. People forget about it because they never at any point feel any pressure to back it. So they just move on to the next campaign, which is Jawbreakers Grand Bazaar graphic novel with 2 hours to go. A lot of pressure here. If the mods will put the link in the chat, go over here and support your boy and get this guy. Get this guy to where should he be? What do you think for his first 30 days?
160?
Oh, first 30 days?
Yeah.
Wait, is that what Richard Zen is, his first 30?
Right, isn't it? I mean,
yeah. He only did this for 30 days. Yeah.
Because I remember he said, I think he said I'm going to launch it May 1st. So
April, May. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Yeah, no, that's a good spot for first 30 days. I think Dan is right around that spot in first 30 days, right?
close. Yeah, Dan's on moving on through his second 30 days, and he's there. He's about almost at 150 now, which is very respectable. 158. I would like to see your boy Zach hit 165,000. That's what I would like to see.
Tonight?
Yeah, in the last 2 hours. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Maybe. Let me see what the tiers are here. We've got the Grand Bazaar book and pinup. His featured perk is $25. Let me criticize Zach's campaign.
Yeah.
I like doing this. I like looking at the campaign and going, no, I would organize this differently. The book is, of course, stellar and beyond belief, beyond reproach. But let's look at the tiers. So the book and the pinup, $25. John, what do you think? Would you put your featured perk at the $50 level though, rather than
at
25?
At least.
Yeah.
Because for me, a featured perk is the most that you can get for the most bang for your buck. So you got to find a nice balance in there. But I would not ever put the featured at a $25.
Okay, so that's criticism number one for Zach. But you know what? Zach has decided to kind of grind in a little bit because his last campaign before this was the one about COVID-19 pandemic. And he just went, let me just show you guys what I can do. And it's like, here's a $15 perk and that's it. And I was just like, what? And he's like, no, I'm just selling one comic book about the pandemic with a girl with a shaved head. I was like, Zach, you are deliberately showing off right now. You're like, I can sell a shaved head girl book at just $15. He did okay. It wasn't great. But
what did he end up making on that?
Let me double check, but I think it was like $50,000, maybe $60,000.
Well, that's not bad. I mean, I see that whole campaign as like an experiment. Like, what can someone?
He put it up twice, though, didn't he?
Yeah,
I think he put it back. Okay, so I'm looking at it now. Like he might have put it back because he was sleeping on this one when it ended. Like this is $53,059. You can see his backers are there. Like he's got 2,000 hardcore fans that are like, wow, it's not Jawbreakers, but we love you. That's a really, really good number there.
Yeah, well, he only gave him one option for $15 though.
Yeah, that's it. Just one option. And you had the $15 just book.
Yeah.
Zach taught me everything I know about crowdfunding, but Zach is getting a little bit wily here. He's getting to be a little esoteric. He's just like, one tier $15, but I mean you do just call it book. You just keep it as simple as that, so that people aren't confused. 53. So I think he put it back up again because he probably meant for this to go in demand. Let me see if I can find the pandemic in demand store or whatever. Indiegogo. Let's see.
2,000 backers. That probably should have got him right around the 150,000 range. Not at a $15 book, but at a $25 book for sure.
Yeah. $15 is interesting. It's black and white, I think. That's one of the things.
Oh, is it black and white?
I think so. Don't quote me on that. The cover.
I was under the impression it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't understand his campaigns. I look at it, I'm like, I'm not sure what he means here.
Zach's making little movies. I think that's what he's doing. He's just making little movies. He's like, I got this idea. All right, so here it is now in demand, $13,090. With another 500 backers. So what do you got to see now, John?
Yeah. Throwing a poster. I don't know. Yeah.
They're saying
he's doing all right. Yeah, he's doing all right. Oh, is it color?
They're saying it's color in the chat, but I see no evidence of that. And this makes it look to me like it's a black and white book. When you're putting
Yeah.
If it's color, I would show color on a campaign.
Let me just double check that so we're not giving out false information. But yeah, it looks to me. Let's see. Non-political, written and updated. All right.
Is that the relaunch campaign, Ethan, or is that
there was a colorist on there? Yeah.
You see a colorist?
Yeah, and those credits that you're just looking. Oh no, it's cover.
It's cover, yeah.
Coverist.
The coverist. That's what we should call them from here on out. Coverists. No, yeah, I think just the color. The cover is in color by Kelsey Shannon. Kelsey, I don't know. I wouldn't mind trying Kelsey Shannon over my stuff. He's never done it. He's done colors for everyone else.
Make him show you his unpublished project. He shared a couple of pages a couple weeks ago. It's awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean unpublished? What was he doing?
He has a project, and there were some hot girls in it, and The rest, I'm not sure why he's not doing it yet. I think he did it with a partner, but it wasn't published. It's unbelievable. We've
What's
got
it
to get him
called?
to publish it. I'm sorry, I don't know. That actually sounds like the title, but it's not. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's that Kelsey.
Yeah, that sounds like something Kelsey would name a
Yeah, I know. It's
an
confusing.
apology.
Yeah, no, it's a bunch of hot girls jumping around Kelsey's unpublished project, which hopefully this is not a secret. So if it is, then I'm a bad person. I don't think
Called
it is.
I'm Sorry, I Don't Know.
Yeah. Hey, there you go.
Here we go. This is Johnny Phantasm by Patrick Thomas Parnell here. Let's talk about this a little bit because
Creeping up to that 10 grand mark. I'm very excited.
we just saw the action figure for this, which was tremendously exciting. I got to say, John, John, he made a kind of action figure that looks like the old Batman animated series toys, and he's going to put it together himself. He's planning on doing it very much DIY, which is cool.
Yeah, gonna try it out. I mean, I might hate life afterwards, and it might be a failure. But
Is it a one-off?
What do you mean? What do you mean a one-off? Like I'm gonna make one?
You're gonna make one figure, or you're gonna make a bunch of these?
No. Well, like what I have to do is I have to send the ZBrush sculpt to a 3D printer, and then I have to send the prototype to a molder, and then they're gonna make the different parts, and just the things that I'm contemplating right now is either getting it fully made in China and getting shipped over, or getting some of the pieces made in China and then shipped over here, and then we assemble them in the U.S. Or I've talked to a couple indie toy makers like in the U.S. and they do small runs. They do like 100 figures, or they'll do like 200 figures. So I was thinking about maybe trying to do like 100 figures or something, maybe charging like $25, $30 a pop. They get like a free comic with it or something like that. But yeah, I mean that's kind of like the next step of what we're doing with Johnny. Just trying to make stuff,
Can we see? Can you show real quick that toy again?
Sure.
I want to show John.
Yeah, let me bring it up.
Let's see. 200 Watt Studio says Kelsey's project is called Anna, and she is a triplet.
Whoa.
I believe it. You could sell me on that. I actually do believe that's probably true.
Yeah, it's got that stalker vibe.
I wouldn't say that, but yeah. All right, so check this out. This is awesome. This is his action figure for Johnny Phantasm.
Oh yeah.
So what's fun about this? Like, so he's the same size as like the Justice League animated series, because I want him to be able to go into like a case next to those guys. But his head, like you can take his head off, so he comes with a separate head that has different hair. He's got like his little hair little wave going. But the gold necklace, the guns, the belt, his chain wallet are all different. They're going to be made differently because they're all going to be gold. So those have to be all pressed separately in like this. It's like ejection, and then even his gun straps are going to be separate as well. Yeah, so
are the guns going to come out, or are they just molded into his hands?
Oh no, they come out and they go in the holsters.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, like I was John, I was telling Ethan that my buddy at Hasbro made this for me.
Yeah,
So-
that's cool.
So it's like super legit, it's like it's got all the right pieces. Like if we were to take this part, like all the pegs for his arms and his legs, like they're all accurate, like they're all made the right way.
So the vest comes off?
The gun holsters.
Oh, okay. It looks like
Yeah.
the vest is like kind of hanging off. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Good.
So this is what I'm gonna be working on after Johnny Phantasm Halloween 1985. Well, actually, probably working on it during. I have to start it now if I want to get it by Christmas, because that's my goal. We'll see. Toys are crazy expensive.
Is he a cartel member?
Johnny Phantasm?
Yeah.
He's a mobster.
There you go. Yeah, that's what he looks like. He looks cool as hell.
Yeah. Like the story of Johnny Phantasm is he starts off as like a hitman,
Mhm.
and then he gets possessed by 3 demons, and he turns into like a mob demon boss for Detroit.
And it takes place in a bunch of different time periods. Like it's 1977, 1985 is coming up, or
Yep.
is that-
Yeah. So we're doing 1977, and there's also some flashbacks to 1969 in 1977, and then 1985 is coming up next. Then we're doing 1996, and then 2001, and then like as the story evolves, I'm gonna kind of change my art style a little bit. I was telling John about this. Like when he gets to the 90s, it's gonna be kind of a little bit like my version of like 90s.
He'll be wearing hammer pants. you know?
Yeah.
That's
and-
awesome.
hammer pants and little pockets and bullets everywhere.
That should be good.
And then when we get to 2001, I haven't really hammered out the details, but he's going to be in space.
Hmm. What? Oh, because it's 2001, A Space Odyssey. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. It looks great and fantastic. But today, of course, one last time before we get into the stories, guys, please do consider backing as we close it out for good because Zach is asleep. Jawbreakers, Grand Bazaar, the graphic novel. Thank you for continuing to back it. It's at 159 now.
Fantastic.
Less than 2 hours to go. Actually,
1 hour to go.
1 hour to go. Yeah, I figured out the way this works now. It just ends at 3 a.m. The way these things go. So it's 1 hour, 1 minute left. And I'm going to stream through that and make sure that we see this through. In the meantime, fellas, what the hell is going on in comics? And I'm so glad I'm not paying attention to anything that's going on in the world right now. I don't want to know. I don't want to know what's going on out there. I don't.
Pandemic riots.
Yeah, I don't want to know. It's like enough of this.
Nothing to do with comics. Nothing to do with toys. Nothing to do with snow caps. Not interesting.
Not interesting at all. But Deadly Class creator Rick Remender wants Donald Trump supporters to stop purchasing his work. Done.
Yeah, I'm done. Okay.
That wasn't hard. You don't have to convince me. You don't have to ask me twice. Deadly Class creator Rick Remender declared that he prefers Donald Trump supporters to unfollow him on Twitter. You gotta get the sand out of your vagina. You gotta stop it with this shit. I'm so tired of this nonsense. I'm gonna punish you for who you voted for, and the way I'm gonna punish you is by punishing myself. Don't buy my work. Don't buy it. If I don't like you, I don't want you reading my comics. John, we work in the most childish and stupid industry in the world.
It's ridiculous. I mean, just make the industry even smaller, you dummy.
Oh,
I've never liked this guy.
That's why we're moving to toys. It's too childish in comics. It's time for toys.
I want to work for actual children at this point because I think in many cases they will be more grown up and adult than people like this. So here we go. Just stop. Just unfollow me on Twitter. Stop supporting my work. Stop it. Remender took to Twitter to declare, if you still support this president, it's okay if you unfollow me and stop supporting my work. He then added, I'd prefer it. What a fucking woman. I'd prefer it. You know what? I really hated the Obama years. I got to say, I did not like the Obama years at all. I could not wait for them to end. I don't think I ever said I don't want Obama fans to buy my work. First of all, the reason why I didn't say that was because it didn't belong to me. My work belonged to DC Comics. But even so, you know, at some point we will have another Democratic president who will be odious and heinous. And I will not declare that supporters of this president stop buying my work. In fact, I will insist that they continue to buy it. You know, be good for them.
It's so crazy that creators say stuff like this. I thought it was very interesting when some reporters tried to corner Michael Jordan into asking like who he voted for.
Yeah.
And his reaction was, Republicans buy sneakers too. You know, he's like, it's, you know.
Sir.
He's selling sneakers to people. He doesn't care who they voted for.
Yeah. Republicans don't really wear sneakers that much. I mean, they, you know. They mostly wear wingtips and whatchamacallit. They would wear like Buster Browns. They wear
old man sneakers.
Old man shoes, you know. Let's see. All right, so he says I prefer it. Remender has a lengthy bibliography featuring a number of creator-owned comics published by Image Comics. Some of these include Black Science, so stop buying that. Stop buying Deadly Class. John, stop buying Low.
Oh,
Done.
he's Black Science. That's what's his name? Mateo's book.
Mateo? Is
That-
Mateo's book Black Science, really?
Yeah. What I forget his last name, but I just know him from conventions. He's a little tattooed Italian guy, right?
No, we know Mateo very well. Because Mateo.
Are you pro or con?
Well, I mean, I guess I'm pro Mateo. I gotta admire his way with the ladies.
Yeah, good looking guy.
We like Mateo in Comicsgate. Mateo is, of course, the man who cucked what's his name, Donnie Cates, at his own wedding. So that is he did. I mean, he did. Let's be honest.
What's the story on that?
Yeah.
Well,
What do you mean with that?
Well, I mean, look, Mateo is evidently he was invited to Donnie Cates' wedding. And if you watched Donnie Cates and his wife's first video, she was like, remember, like, Mateo came and he's my favorite artist. And like, I'm in my wedding dress just gushing all over him. And you had to, and I was like, yeah, I had to pull you off of him. It's like, excuse me, this is my wife. It's our wedding day. She should be gushing all over me, not you. And she's like, Mateo. And so we actually looked up Mateo to see what he looked like. Because, I mean, there's Donnie Cates. We all know what Donnie Cates looks like. And then Mateo, because I've never heard of him before. I didn't know anything about him, but let me just pull him up.
Italian Fabio.
I would say that. Yeah, I would say Italian Fabio.
Man's man.
He's a pretty cool dude. I mean, I've talked to him at conventions a few times. He's just, if you're a lady, he's kind of on the short side.
He's short? Oh,
Yeah.
Don't tell me that, man. That ruins everything.
Patrick, come on, we're trying to build this guy up.
I know. Well, I mean, he's short to me. I'm 6'1".
You're tall. Okay.
So he's like 5'11".
I picture this guy is 6'4". Here's Mateo. He's like, he's
Oh
like,
man, you're gonna be very disappointed.
he's like, I'm here to pleasure your woman. I'm here to bring pleasure to all the ladies.
He's really good too.
Yeah, I like his artwork. I looked at it and went, yeah, it's good. But this is very funny. I like to see the little smirk in his eyes.
Yeah,
as he flirts with Donnie Cates' lady, his new wife.
Is that a man bun back there?
Oh yeah.
There's no limit. I mean, the
Endless.
depravity of these individuals in the mainstream comic book industry. Of course, it's a man bun. Anyway, so that's okay. So don't buy that. Do not buy Black Science anymore. Do not buy Deadly Class. Adam Post, I gotta ask you to stop buying Tokyo Ghost.
I will not stop. I will start stealing it. I will not buy it.
Well, I mean, he doesn't even want you to read. Well, is that supporting? Oh, wait, he didn't say read. Just stop supporting.
Yeah.
All right. So I need you to unfollow.
Unfollow him. Yeah, I'll unfollow him right now.
And then Death and Glory. All right. So look how cool that looks, though. That's really. Is that Jock who did this? So Bengal? I don't know.
That's cool.
It is pretty cool. I mean, it's Can I be?
Where's the axle?
I mean, I guess that's the whole thing, but I'm just like, yeah, this is cool, but
it looks like he traced the car, but then he drew the wheels out of his imagination.
Narwhal would have done it better.
Narwhal definitely would have done it better. This scene is alive and everything, but I just see these books and I'm like, I get it. You're trying to get a movie made. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, I guess like part of me just goes, why can't comic books just be ongoing? Like, why can't this be called, unless these characters are named Death or Glory?
Like what bothers me about this cover, just looking at it from like an illustration point of view, is I don't know what this story is about. Like the character that's on the front has their back turned towards us. There's a faceless car coming at us. Like we don't see any faces. I mean, I get that's a car chase, and I think it's a fun illustration, but I don't think that's a very good cover.
No, I agree with you. That's page 1, right?
Oh, page 1. Well, never mind.
No. I'm saying it is a cover, but I'm saying like that should be.
Okay. Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Here's the thing, like, why couldn't a cover be page 1? Like, we fuck with comics a little bit. Why couldn't you just say this is page 1 and it's the cover, and you open it up and it's like immediately the next
I wish Narwhal would tell us why it can't be or why it should be. His storytelling is so freaking interesting.
Where is Narwhal? Why isn't he here explaining this to me?
We should be ringing his bell right now.
Well, you know, I don't want to ring his bell. I'm afraid after. I don't know if you saw, you know, yesterday our live stream, but Narwhal is living. He's living with a 60-year-old woman. He's protecting this woman from her ex-husband while
Really?
trying to romance this older woman. She's 60.
He's romancing her?
No. He said he would romance her. Like he's kind of like, well, you know. But he wants this woman's daughter's friend who delivers pizzas to the house.
That's fine.
Narwhal's story is absolutely fascinating. I'm very interested in seeing. I'm sure he's going to be murdered.
Yeah.
All right. I definitely will catch up on that one because I went to sleep right after that other one.
Yeah,
he doesn't seem to have very many defensive skills.
No, he said some really strange things about wanting to, like, if the ex-husband comes back, he wants to beat him with vegetables.
He should not do that. He should being involved in that stuff for anybody who's listening, and somebody is right now. If there's 10 people listening or more, somebody's do not get involved between exes and their wives. Weird things happen. Doesn't matter the age. Don't be in the middle.
Yeah, but what if you need a place to stay?
Just try to stay out of the way. Just try to get out of there.
He reminds me of my little brother so much. He reminds me of Noah, like so much. I can't even get over it. I really enjoyed talking to him about his crazy life. But here's the thing. Narwhal is a decent human being and is not going to tell you he's not going to tell this woman's ex-husband, don't buy my work if you voted for Trump, because this guy probably did.
He'd sell him 3 books.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So these are all.
Is there any reasoning behind it? I mean, like, besides the blanket, like, Trump derangement syndrome, is there any reasoning? Is he blaming the riots on Trump? Is that what this is?
They're zealots. They're all zealots. They're all fucking political dummies. It's always the same story over and over and over again.
Yeah, but I think it must be the riots, right? Because like before it was, you know, think about being Remender, you know, and think about hating Trump and like being like, okay, look, everyone is sick and trapped in their houses, and then outside of the house, you know, from what I see on TV, people are setting the world on fire. This is because of Trump. Like, why wouldn't it be because of Trump? You know, to this guy, of course. This is the inevitable outgrowth of the current president of the United States, and nothing else. So if you're still supporting this guy after the world looks like this right now,
I just posted a video on my Twitter of it's like video of a Antifa member paying people to go around and throw bricks in windows. He's like organizing them. He's like, he's like, you go do this. He's like, you go do that. You go do this. All right, let's go. You know, and it's like, and he's a white dude, and he's telling like these 10 black guys like what to do.
I was in Washington, D.C. During the inauguration, so I saw Antifa. They are pretty funny, and they're definitely like organized. You know, it's all bullshit. Everything's bullshit. But in any case, so the people are saying this is before the riots. So he must have just been upset about some random thing. But you know, when you lash out, you know, when you're a child and things aren't going your way, you try to just examine what power you have to inflict punishment. You know, and it's like, what power does a comic book writer have to inflict punishment on the world that he's angry about, except to say, you can't read my comic books?
And it's not like things are going really well at Marvel where they can afford to lose a quarter of their viewership.
Well, evidently this guy only works for Image. So, you know, to be fair, you know, my thing was you can't tell people not to buy your books because they're not your books. They're Marvel's books. These are his books.
He did do Marvel work, though.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, because that's why I don't like this guy. Because way back in the day, me, him, and Tony Moore, we all got into it because him and Tony Moore were having a shit fest on Rob Liefeld over on the Image boards. Then this motherfucker gets hired up by Marvel to work on, of all things, fucking X-Force. And now all of a sudden he's fucking God's gift to fucking Marvel because of X-Force. And like this motherfucker, I mean, it's like taking a shit on Jack Kirby and then getting a job on Fantastic Four. You know, like fuck you, Rick Remender.
Well, that's not so great. I don't like that at all. But so here's the reaction. So one person described Remender's tweet as how to kill your career in 60 seconds. Ever heard the saying, don't bite the hand that feeds you? And that's so true. I mean, you know what? Be humble. You know, realize that you don't tell people not to support your work, and you know, value. Be kind to people that are helping you. Remender would write, "I'm so fucking done with having people threaten my career if I express an opinion." By the way, he just expressed an opinion, right, Adam? It was just an opinion that he expressed. He said,
I mean, the thing I think about too is, it bothers me, is, you know, there are other image creators, and a lot of them are not good people, but some of them are, and they're also just these self-published guys, and they can't afford to bring people looking at like, oh, I'm not supposed to buy Image books anymore. Image is disrespecting me. So he's disrespecting his readers, but he's also disrespecting, you know, the other readers that buy these wacky Image books, whatever he's doing over there.
well,
Hurts
you know,
everybody.
but this whole thing, it's like, you know what? I just expressed an opinion. You know, all I did was express an opinion, and people are threatening my career. That's not what you did. This is not an opinion.
That's
You're-
not an opinion.
An opinion would be, you know what? I blame Trump for this. That's an opinion. This is Trump's fault. What you actually said was, hey, assholes, if you support this guy, stop buying my book. That's not an opinion. That's a weird statement. That's an order that you're making. That is you telling your customers to fuck off, which is not an opinion. That's not something that you would qualify as an opinion.
That means if you see a book with a big I on it at a comic store, don't buy it because you're not allowed to enjoy it. It's like, well, I don't know. I was just gonna like, the cover looked kind of cool. Like, no, you can't pick that up. That's not for you. It wasn't made for you.
Yeah, it's made for people who didn't support the end of the world. You know, I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you're pro end of the world, you know, don't buy my books.
Don't buy the books.
So he's
Sell
fucking
them.
done. Yeah, he's like, I'm so fucking done with having people threaten my career if I express an opinion.
You know what?
Take
What's his Twitter again? I'm gonna fucking follow him right now.
Don't
Take
follow him.
Hey, take your
He
money.
told me not to. I'm doing the opposite.
So he says, take your money and shove it up your ass. And then Preston Poulter went,
Okay.
can do.
Done. Well, I mean,
Can do.
and what's interesting about this is, you know, so these people are going to take this money because they still want to enjoy comic books, and then they're just going to wander over here and they're going to buy our books because they're going to be like, these people are nice. These people want to make fun comic books. These people aren't going to judge me for who I don't support.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I don't care who buys my books. And by the way, you know, I don't care if you vote for Trump or not. I really don't care. I don't care if you're a crazy Trump deranged syndrome person, lunatic who hates I don't care. Just read Cyberfrog. Have fun. YouTuber That Umbrella Guy. Oh, That Umbrella Guy says,
Hey, Tug.
he said, would you take any action surrounding his comments if he would offer a product buyback? I love that. Umbrella Guy, good for you.
Oh.
He said, you're going to follow through on that? Wait, let me do Tug's voice. Can I do it? You're going to follow through on with I can't do it. Forget
Deeper.
it. You're going to
You gotta
follow.
follow through on that and do
Okay.
a buyback.
There you go.
Deeper now.
You know,
Hey there. Hey there.
I can do hey there. Hey there.
There you go.
Yeah, you're going to follow through with that and do a product
buyback.
you know, to liberate your books from the hands of people you truly loathe. I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Get those books out of the hands of people that just won't appreciate them.
More minister. Yeah, more Southern minister. That's how
So
to
let
do
us,
it. More
let
drawl.
us know where to send our books so we can go ahead and collect our money. Back the littlest umbrella on Indiegogo now.
You then throw in the ad for your own book. I love Tug. Oh my god, dude. I am such an Umbrella Guy fan, man. I love that guy. I think he's so
the best.
funny.
He's great people.
He's winning, and I'll tell you something. He puts up with so much shit,
Mm.
so much hatred from just people. And I go, yeah, Umbrella Guy might not be for you. And it's like, well, I don't like him because he's like cynically sells his comic book, you know, like I'm owning the SJWs. Yeah, that's true. All right, that makes sense to me. So maybe you don't buy his book. No, but I fucking hate him, and I'm gonna hate on him every single day. Jesus, settle down. You know,
He will just keep winning.
he will. I mean, that's the whole thing. Tug has tremendous appeal. People like him, but I mean, it's like when you can't let go. That's the thing. Like, I don't like Tug. Okay, you don't like Tug, then stop talking about Tug and just leave him alone. No, I can't. I've got to obsess about him every single day, and Tug just goes, all right, I'm just going to turn that into cash and it's going to make you hate me more. All right. So fellow comic book creator, in quotes, John Delarose, called on supporters of Donald Trump to support him in his latest comic book, The Cosmic Warrior. Everything about John Delarose to me is funny at this point when it comes to his comic book career. Him personally is a loathsome piece of shit, but like the Cosmic Warrior, what was Space Fighter already taken? Like everything is so fucking mundane. Like everything is so like, this is a fake comic book that is like, here's what my book is called The Cosmic Warrior. It's a book that like was made as a movie prop in a 1980s flick. Some kid is reading, they don't want to show Marvel, they don't want to show DC, so they go make up a dummy comic book that
I'm not giving you something good. You want a superhero? Okay, how about this? Health Man, he fights AIDS with education. I actually made that. It's not a real thing. It's yeah.
This is completely generic. Like everything is, the cover's generic, the title's generic. You're gonna read it and go, all right, very good. I've read a couple of John Delarose's books, and they're like, I don't think you've ever read a comic book before. The Cosmic Warrior #1 out now, says John Delarose. So there's a little plug for John. He says, if you support President Trump, you can follow and support me, a patriot, a conservative writer who would love your readership. John is just there to just fucking rub it in. I love it.
Even Sage of Catcher says, hold up, I have Health Man. I actually did publish Health Man.
No, you did?
Yeah, Chris Frankowitz drew the cover. It was a great cover.
You had a comic book called Health Man?
Health Man, he fights AIDS with education. But that was in a day where I had unlimited resources. It was like, all right, here's an idea for a comic book. All right, well, the industry will pay for it. Let's just make it. So we just made it. Take like no time. Health Man.
Health Man.
Yeah, I'll find it.
Came up with that in like 2 seconds. Health Man.
Health Man. Well, no, we did it years ago. But yeah, I came up with it 2 seconds years ago. But yeah, it was a nothing. I never read it. We just published it.
I never read it. We just published it.
Well,
I want to see what Health Man looks like, because maybe it's time for a reboot. Health Man versus diabetes, Health Man versus AIDS.
Exactly. You get some school district to buy them, and fine. We'll take 1 million of them, 50 cents each. Done.
What in the world is going on with you guys? Health Man. All right, so
I can get the artist back.
You don't have to. It's not a problem. He says, I accept any and all support regardless of your political affiliation. Also, because my book is free and better than Rick's. I think I like this guy. I don't know why. I better not say that, because he might be a Fruit Loop like Delarose. But wow, that's a cool thing to say. I like when people go, my book is better than his. Remender has made his disdain for President Donald Trump clear in the past. Back in August 2019, Remender described Trump as a ripe pile of shit. Why would you say that, dude? He's like, the guy is a fucking... He's the president of the United States. This is a guy who, granted, he had it easy when he started out, but he's a real estate magnate, a big star. Everyone used to love him. Yeah. And the minute he won the presidency in a very unlikely bid, suddenly he becomes a ripe pile of shit.
I remember growing up in New Jersey, like everyone thought the world of Donald Trump. It was he was the man. I remember when he bought that huge yacht. My uncle dragged me down to Atlantic City, so we could look at it. Just look at his yacht. And I remember my uncle telling me, he was like, "That guy's gonna be president one day."
Yeah, I wouldn't have believed it, but of course. Now, you know what? By the way, Trump's presidency points the way towards the future, though, because you're going to need to be kind of a celebrity from now on. I really do picture President Oprah Winfrey. I know that sounds horrible, but
President Kanye.
It's like, oh, come on. Are you kidding me? Like, here's the thing about it. You let the kids, you let the next generation grow up, and they'll think it's funny. They have tremendous respect for Kanye West. Kanye's going to be in his 60s, and he's going to be president of the United States. Oh, and it's that is the truth. That's the way it goes.
Mm-hmm. Ethan Colvin, this is actually good. 200-watt studio comes back with Health Man returns as he's called out of retirement to fight COVID-19.
There we go.
We don't have to do this, Adam. I was kidding when I said it was. Don't do it. No more Health Man.
Think about this. Like 30 years from now, or 40 years from now, there might be a president that was actually a YouTuber at one time.
Sure.
Yeah, why not? Of course. Well, that is. PewDiePie. Well, I mean, it couldn't be President PewDiePie because he's not an
Not a
American.
citizen, right?
But it could, like, that kind of thing could definitely happen, and because the kids are idiots, and their kids are going to be even stupider.
Well, I think you're right, though. How you're saying that, like, the next president has to be kind of like a celebrity, and that's also very similar to comic books. It's like like with Comicsgate, for example. It's like we're all on YouTube and we're all kind of like showing our personalities and we're selling our books. So it's like the personality is part of the product. Like if you look at someone like Sean Gordon Murphy, I think that might be part of the reason why he might be doing not that great is because he's kind of shy and he doesn't really have that much of a personality.
He seems to be very charming. Like people really like Sean Gordon Murphy when they meet him and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very he's good at rubbing shoulders with people. I think Sean Gordon Murphy's probably a lot better in person than I am. Like I think if you meet me in person, I might be pretty shy. I think Howard Stern is probably that same exact fucking way. I think we're the same kind of guy. On the air, loudmouth talk.
Mhm.
We're the talk of the town, whatever it is, but like in person, wallflower. But Sean Gordon Murphy's probably just the opposite of that. Very good in social settings. All right, so he followed that up by describing, look at this. Has anyone on here ever mentioned that Trump is the right pile of shit? If not, I'll step forward, trailblaze a bit, and offer the notion. Oh, that's so brave of you, Rick. He's your president, though, and he will be for the next, 5 years. He wrote, it was time to use my platform. It was what? John McCrae here, another guy. What? You have forever changed the way I view Drumpf. No, it's Drumpf. It's Drumpf with an F at the end.
Right.
It was just time to use my platform to let people know we have a terrible president. Now you're through the looking glass with me. So I like when they do this. This is my favorite thing about Bounding Into Comics. They end all their articles with it's almost like you've read an essay at school and now you have to write your thoughts in the lines underneath. Remember that? I mean, it'd be like, so what do you think of
What do you think? Yeah.
the way dolphins mate? Do you think that? Well, what do you think of Remender's comments? Do you still plan on supporting him? I never did. Not even once. Not even once, John.
No, not at all.
No, I mean, I don't feel like and after this, I don't feel like I missed out on anything, really.
I own a Black Science graphic novel, and I didn't even know he was the writer on it. All I knew is that Mateo drew it.
Yeah, I could, no. I've never, it's been so long since I bought an Image comic other than Walking Dead, Patrick, and Walking Dead is over. And by the way, I never finished reading it because it got SJW at the end. And they introduced that super Mary Sue, shaved head, mixed race, whatever, a person of indeterminate color, who's good at everything and probably is bisexual, if not trans. They introduced that character at the end of Walking Dead, and I went, I'm out. I knew it was coming.
I stopped watching Walking Dead. I watched a couple of episodes, and then I'm watching one episode. There's a deaf girl in it.
In The Walking Dead?
Yeah. There's a deaf girl, and she's talking to her friend who understands her sign language. It's like, there's no way to be disabled and make it in the walk. Rick got his hand chopped off and everything, but.
Yeah, how would you survive zombies if you couldn't hear anything?
You can't hear. You just completely rely on someone to a one-on-one aid to constantly help you through the apocalypse. It's not practical.
Poor Kyle.
Kyle could get through it.
Kyle could make it.
Well, he would feel the rumblings of the he would feel the vibrations.
Yeah.
He would be coloring.
What about eyes? Doesn't he have eyes?
He has eyes, but he's always focused on his computer screen, coloring Cyberfrog and also Starblades. I hope Cyberfrog more than Starblades. People are like, stop making him color Cyberfrog. He needs to finish Starblades. I'm like, no.
Yeah, now I feel bad that I brought it up because I don't think Kyle would make it.
No, he would die. Kyle would definitely die. If the zombies came, and Kyle would probably be one of the first people that was eaten by a zombie.
He would be delicious. He's big for zombie food.
Yeah, he's a big chunk of a man.
The sick, the elderly, the young, they'd all be picked off.
could be a better world, John. You know, I mean, that's this is what we.
Yeah, I'm
need.
calling Wuhan right now. See if they can get this worked out.
Yeah, Walking Dead, the TV show, was dreadful. I tried to watch that. I was really, really into it. And I'm telling you, like, I want I want a Walking Dead edit that edits out all of the useless shit, all of the boring shit, and just the first 20 minutes and the last 20 minutes of every season. And that's all it would be. You know, first 20 minutes, last 20 minutes, the rest of it is completely useless.
I can't get through episode 1.
Are you serious? Episode 1 was kind of fun.
Can't do it. Look, man, walking zombies are 1970s. It's over. It's done with. There's no more of that stuff.
Well, they certainly act like it's not a big deal. I will tell you that.
Ripping off 28 Days Later. Yeah, no, I ain't got any love for Walking Dead.
They're too fast. The 28 Days Later.
They work pretty fast and scary.
No such thing as too fast.
I love 28 Days Later because there's that one scene in 28 Weeks Later that still is the most terrifying, like heart-pounding thing I've ever seen in a movie, where it's like, you know, they're just having a nice time. If you haven't seen this movie yet and you kind of are into zombies and you need a good scare, 28 Weeks Later is absolutely the best. It opens up with my fantasy. I'm locked in the house just like I am now with some people. We've got our food and they're making some pasta, some nice pasta with some beautiful tomato sauce. They're making a nice gravy. They find a box of chocolates they're going to have for dessert down there. They're drinking some wine, having a nice kind of family dinner, even though these people are not related to each other. They're just all holed up in this one house that's all boarded up. And then all of a sudden, while they're eating like that, and it's like, it is a little kid who's just like, let me in, please. You know, my parents tried to eat me. So they bring him inside the house and they haven't seen any zombies in a long time. Do you have it? Is that what you're looking at right now, John?
Yeah.
Let me show some of this. I don't, this opening scene. Okay, I can't show that. We're gonna get in trouble. But in any case, they let him in, and he's just like, tons of them are coming, and then all of a sudden they just descend on this house, just screaming, people ripping everybody apart. This guy's there with his wife, and he basically they get separated. Zombies kind of come between them. And he makes this hard choice. It's like he's like, I got to leave my wife, and he runs away. That's right, another great zombie book. He's running, and he looks back only to see his wife like pounding in the window, like, "What? How could you do?" And then she gets pulled down. And I mean, 200 zombies are on the horizon. Hold on, this is oh my god, running your ass off. You have to run. Play it. Oh my god, dude, run, because these zombies can actually run. And they're chasing him. So, oh my god, dude, that kills me. Get in the boat. Try to get the boat going. Like the violence of this is just absolutely unreal. The greatest scene in any zombie movie, the opening scene of 28 Weeks Later, because there's like sadness and betrayal. There's regret. There's cowardice. But also the idea that you've got to run because I'm John, not much of a runner these days.
Right. Look, we wouldn't have a great advantage in the opening days, but I mean, after about day 8, you and I, we're going to be doing all right. Everyone else is, they're wasted away. We got reserves.
Oh, you mean fat reserves?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Once about day 8 happens, man, we're going to be the superior beings.
Is that movie made by the same people that made Days?
Yeah. It's and what's funny is that in 2007 I went to San Diego Comic-Con, and I think they're called Fox. I can't remember the name of the studio, but representatives were there talking to me and Jeff Johns about something, and I didn't want to hear about anything they were telling us. I was asking about the third sequel for 28, and the guy told me no, we have it in the works right now. It's going to be called it's going to be called 28 Months Later. But it's going to start out 28 years later, and that's going to be the first half of the movie, and you're going to see how we got there. Yeah, 28 months later.
That's fun.
Was it called Fox Searchlight? I don't think it was called Fox Searchlight. It was like Fox, something hipper than that. I don't even know if they're still in business. But yeah, I know that they're actually working on that third sequel, and man, I love that movie. God damn it. When zombies are good, Adam. And I mean, I have to say, your trailer for College of the Dead, same thing. Like you get that same kind of like awful, dreadful feeling. You know,
Yeah.
that
Ted did an amazing job on it, but Stefan Petruka is my writer, and I work creatively with him, but I don't like even touching his words. He's an excellent, excellent horror writer, and he's working on book 3 now, College of the Dead Spring Break, which shows you how we caused the zombie virus by an irresponsible, beautiful young college girl.
it's always those irresponsible, beautiful young college girls.
You get
that
to see
fuck
her party.
everything up.
I was like, we've got to get to see her party. Stefan's like, all right. And then I started reading what he wrote. I'm like, yeah, but that's not enough partying. And then I turned the page. I'm like, that's perfect. This is the partying I was looking for. Yeah.
I love it. I thought the first one was really good. I'm looking forward
Thanks,
to
man.
College of the Dead. But mostly right now, at this moment, we're mostly looking forward to Jawbreaker's
Jawbreaker.
Grand Bazaar by your boy Zach, which has about 30 minutes left. Ooh,
There we go.
Nice.
okay, $161,078.
fantastic.
Let's see where we got to get 162 here. Let me refresh. No, he didn't move. Okay, so
Don't buy blot holes. We're
Don't buy
focusing on
blot-
Grand Bazaar.
Grand Bazaar is where you're going to go right now. You're going to support Zach, and we got to defeat this evil. God, I hate calling Sean Gordon Murphy evil. Sean is not evil. There's a difference between evil and the evil. The evil is just,
When you say the evil, you're referring to the bisexual lighting, of course.
well, there's not much of it here. I'm not going to say this is bisexual lighting. Let me scroll down.
Or
and
the
just check.
$200 Skype call.
The $200 Skype call is evil. I got to say,
Yeah.
not a great. You don't want to talk about like not a good look.
I know
That is-
someone who bought it, and I don't remember who it is, but
I know too.
Dan
okay.
did.
Okay, then you know who did.
But he refunded it. He refunded it.
Oh, he did?
Did he good?
Oh.
Yeah. it
Yeah,
just
Dan
makes
has a little bit of a mad on about Sean Gordon Murphy. I didn't know that. I personally don't, but I didn't like that video where he just casually said that he was gonna probably just beat the living shit out of everything that I built up. I was like, are you kidding me? It took forever to get to the point where like, you know, I could make $500,000 on Cyberfrog and the next one made $900,000, and you're like, yeah, it's just a question of when I do it. Do I do it now or I do it in the autumm?
Well, because he doesn't waste all his time talking to his fans and entertaining.
Yeah, he's like, I don't goof off on the internet, so I'll probably like he actually said that. Like he's like, are you gonna be able to get the book done in time? He's like, yeah, because I don't do any of this live streaming. You know, I don't waste my time on
Maybe
YouTube.
you
It's
should.
like
Sell some more books.
you're supposed to. That's the whole point. You're actually supposed to do that. It helps if you do that. So when we say defeat the evil, let's just make this clear. The evil is just competition. It's a joke because of Icarus and the Sun guy who passed my total and said I've defeated the evil. From now on, everything is the evil. Everything that stands in between you and complete and total victory is the evil. So at this moment, 162, 559 is the evil. And your boy Zach is fighting hard, valiantly against the evil. And thank you guys for continuing to back him. Please keep putting that link in the chat. And let's have fun and make Zach beat the plot holes. Or whatever it is.
I'm very excited to see if he actually put it into Indaman or not.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope he did do it. We'll find out in 24 minutes. And he, like I said,
I think it's really unlikely, guys. If you're gonna back it and you can back it, that's great because realistically, he probably is sleeping. It's not going in demand.
I think you're probably right. He wants to talk to me about my toys, but he's not talking to me about his campaign. Heel versus Babyface says I got my refund from Icarus and the Sun today. That's interesting.
Oh, good.
So you backed Icarus and the Sun. I know that book hasn't shipped yet. I don't like to ask for refunds. I really don't. I don't think I've ever done it. And by the way, to be fair, it hasn't happened to me very much. You would think that it would be happening to me right now, but it's not. Which is Comicsgate, which is the way that it should be.
Well, didn't you get a boost?
I got a boost. I got a big boost, but I wasn't fighting too much. Like at this point right now, I've had about 15 refunds. And most of them were like, I'm just having a hard time right now. I'll try to back again when things. And I'm like, here's your money back. And for any reason, it doesn't make any difference. I will refund you as soon as I get your message. I think I have a couple more refunds that I got to do tonight. But that's just part of the game. When you have 7,500 backers, you are going to lose a couple. Let's just make sure that's for the right reason. So I wouldn't refund any of these comics. Icarus and the Sun, though, is like, if you're not going to get the product, it's like, maybe you refund it if you can. I don't know if you're going to get the product for that book.
Sure. Well, when he eventually, hopefully he finishes the book, or I thought it was done and he has to just print it, but I mean, we can help him if he asked. He was nice about it.
I don't want to help him. I would rather help somebody I like. I don't want to, like, if I'm really going to put my energy into helping someone, I'd rather help Red Rooster.
Someone we like. Yeah.
I'd rather watch him.
I'd help Mitch all day long.
Yeah.
That's true. We do have to crush our enemies. You were saying that the other night. It's not enough to win. We have to crush our enemies.
Yeah, no shit.
But you were in your mafia suit and stuff like that when you said that.
I kind of meant it though. Like, when I know I was in character, but the idea, like, winning is good, but all your enemies have to lose too.
Well, true. That's 100% true, and it was harsh, but it was funny, but it's true because you didn't win if nobody lost.
Yes, they have to lose.
Who won if nobody lost?
Look, all the people. Patrick disagrees with this.
Patrick, don't worry. You're gonna be worse than us in a couple months.
You guys?
Yeah,
okay, all right.
Patrick's awesome. Patrick showed me some of his designs. His lines are sharp.
Well,
your lines are. Good.
Well, I'm just thinking about, like, I've backed a couple books and it's going on like the 2-year mark. And like, the question that I ask myself is like at what point am I going to ask for a refund? It's like 2 years, 3 years. It's like there's got to be a certain...
I don't ask for refunds, and I don't return things at the store, even if they're absurdly wrong. I'm like, well, I bought it; it's mine now.
I'm the same way about that. Like, I returned something recently though. I bought a party speaker that just didn't fucking work. I took it outside and it sounded horrible. And so I actually did. Andrea said, "You're not gonna," and it was about $250. It wasn't very much money.
Okay.
But she's like, "Box that up and return it." And I was like, "I think I'm going to, because I'm disappointed. It ruined my afternoon. I wanted a nice speaker outside to play music, and it just didn't work. So
sure,
got one that did work instead.
Yeah.
But
you're not gonna keep buying them until they eventually work. I mean, that's,
At what point do you refund? I mean,
I never return clothes. I think I would. Yeah, I would return if I got electronics that didn't work. I
actually just returned a microphone today. I had a little shirt microphone that I was using to, like, do some of my art videos, and I used it like 5 times and it just stopped working. So I ordered it from Amazon, so I had to bring it back to Kohl's, because Kohl's has like an Amazon return little booth. And I sent it back today, but luckily, like, today was the last day I could send it back with getting a refund, so I made it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I will actually refunding Indiegogo campaigns though, or Kickstarters.
Yeah, I know, we're getting off topic.
If it's Kickstarter, that's one thing for sure. It's different.
Refund all Kickstarters.
Yeah, except for Todd.
Except for Todd. Yeah, I do want my Spawn toys. I backed it what was the highest level then. I think he added a couple more bigger levels, and I was like, fuck.
Wow.
I want my action figures. Those look so good, and watching him, I'm telling you, this is the business that I want to go into.
It's totally it's the right business. John, Ethan was saying this earlier. He really wants to go into toys. But not just like ancillary toys. Like, every Cyberfrog campaign is going to have a toy with it now. Probably.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we're working on the baby doll. We want the Cyberfrog plushie, which I consider baby Cyberfrog. So we want to put that out.
What about the Cecil? Oh, yeah, that's gorgeous.
That Anna was squealing over.
Yeah. Baby Cyberfrog is cute. Every girl likes baby Cyberfrog.
His legs are great.
You know what would be inexpensive and we could sell it to multiple markets would be like a squeaky one. If you have one that squeaked.
No, it is going to. No, it is going to.
Oh, it's going to squeak.
Yeah, when you squeeze his belly, he is going to squeak and his eyes are going to light up.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that's awesome. Like a glowworm.
Yeah, exactly. I said I want it to be like a glowworm. Like, that's the that's what we're going for. Let me see.
Dan will do the toy designs on the GI Jackrabbits toys, and all caps toys will make them.
GI Jackrabbits. You might consider changing the name of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might consider it. And the reason why is because it's kind of a cool idea. I don't think anybody's ever thought of the idea of military bunnies before. It's a revolution.
86 is when I first made them.
It's a revolutionary idea. And if it's G.I. Jackrabbits, then it is a parody of G.I. Joe.
I won't use the logo for G.I. Joe, and it will be significant. This was just from 86. It will be significantly different, the actual logo.
If you renamed it into something other than that,
then you'll make the toys. Okay, we'll rename it.
I didn't say I'd make the toys. I just said you would. Somebody might. You'd have the potential.
Yeah.
Ryan Cardinal says it's been done. The military bunnies has been done. Where? By whom?
Nobody important. He gave me. He came after me. He came after me for that, and he was like, "Oh well, where'd you get that idea?" And I showed him my link. Yeah, I showed him my link from my comic shop from 1986.
Where did you come up with it, sir? That's the question. What are you, a fan of mine? I mean, goodness sakes, I had it first.
Exactly.
Look at this super chat here for $2.
Which one of us?
Not John. He's off. I'm pretty sure he means Patrick. But Patrick. Sorry about that.
He meant PHAT, like really cool.
Yeah, he meant you were cool. That's all. I don't want you to take that to heart. Not at all.
Yeah, make sure you put the extra H in there.
7 of 9 tonight is ranking us. John is the best
because I'm off camera.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you turn your camera on, John? Why are we just imagining that you're just staring blankly at your computer?
Why do you want me to bring it down? I'm kicking ass. I'm number one. I'm going to be.
All right, give it a few minutes, then re-rate. I took my camera off.
I want to handicap you. Turn on your camera. Adam is second, then me, and Patrick is last. Why is Patrick last? Patrick's very handsome. 7 of 9 is probably interested in that. From what I understand. Why is he last? Tim Lin books are awesome, so shut up, says Ed Udy. Those are fighting words. I agree. I like Tim Lin. He is awesome. All right, let me read some super chats here and just see what you guys are saying about all of this nonsense. We've got now 16 minutes left of Jawbreakers 3.
2
at least.
Is it? Oh, 3.
No,
sorry,
it's 3.
3.
It's actually kind of 0, isn't it? It's a prequel.
Well, it's a prequel, but it's the 3rd book. Even though that's the thing. I don't understand Zach.
Please.
Like Zach. Zach killed. I know, spoiler alert, but Zach actually spoiled it himself. Zach killed all his characters in his 2nd book. All these characters that John worked really hard to kind of put together. Dead in the dead in the 2nd.
Yeah, fuck them.
Combat Cottontails.
I mean, what the hell? All right, Robert Buck is a new member. Thank you for joining the channel. Please send a message. You'll find the email address to write to in the community tab and get your free Rumblebee trading card. Unqualified Comics says, you going to stream with Zach? Evidently not, but we're going to help him anyway. Mandy Summers says, Hail EBS. Hail Comicsgate. Can't wait for Wreck Planet. Thank you, Mandy. Mr. Reborn says, Comic Artist Pro Secrets. I can't send a super chat at the moment. You did. Would love to take a crack at it. I've done product design before at work. Well, you sent a super chat, though. I don't understand why you're saying that. Well, okay, Mr. Reborn. Let me see some of your work and let's see what's up with you. Xavier Harkonnen says Peregrine only has like 26 hours left. If it hits 34K before the end of the campaign, Piper has agreed to shave her head. We're so close. I have said to Piper, why is this something that people want? Piper, you're a pretty girl. Do not shave your head. That's not something people want you to do. They want John to do it. They definitely want Adam Post to do it.
Yeah.
Dawn.
I know. Actually, I don't want God to do it. I do want Adam Post to do it. I definitely want Adam Post to do it, but because it would be funny. But
funny.
Why would we want to make a lovely young lady in our community less attractive? I don't think anybody's into that idea. So don't do that. Come up with something else. Okay, let me see here. Back vestige number 2 on Indiegogo says Black Mercury. Lloyd Aloha says, love what you have in store. Toy Pie Man, Hail Comicsgate. Death Pusher says, back Cyberfrog number 2, Wrecked Planet. And yeah, do that. 201 Studio says, thanks for streaming. Some good in the evening. You bet, of course. We try to stream every day. Mogwai Centurion says, I paint figures, taking commissions. Mogwai Centurion, I know you want to paint this. I misunderstood you. I'll make a separate one to send you. I want to keep this one as is. I thought you wanted to paint just a version of this, but we should talk about that because I've seen your painted figurines, and I want to send you one of the metal ones too, a miniature. Yes, I am. Dwight says 8 months means you aren't a priority. Production time to delivery is 6 months tops. Hey, that's good news. Let's make ourselves a priority. Jeremy's Waffle says, need a little umbrella girl with tentacles crushing a Vespis toy. That'd be cool, too. Saul for X Comics says, I'm still confused why Zach killed off all the Jawbreakers in his second book and now a prequel. Maybe this book will change things? Backed it. 201 Studio says, Kelsey's project called Anna, and she's a triplet. Mr. Reborn says, I sent a sketch for your blister card to your Gmail. Oh, thank you, Mr. Reborn. Looking forward to looking at it. 3 streams for $10 says I work abroad. Near my office is an expat mercenary force for civil unrest ran by a former Blackwater CEO. And those spoiled, privileged rioter pawns in America would not fare well here. Not at all. Yeah, Andrea asked that to me today. She goes, why are all of these riots taking place in Democrat cities? Because Andrea is just getting keyed into politics. Like she was like, oh, she kind of voted with, whatever was on TV before, I think. But it's like now she's kind of like, because she's with me, she's kind of like, changing her ways a little bit.
Suspicious.
A little red-pilled, yeah. And so she's like, why is it? I'm like, because the types of people who would vote for like Democrats over and over again are the types of people who would riot like this. You can go ahead, feel free to make that connection. You're not going to see that happening in too many. Salt Lake City isn't on fire, for example. You're not going to be seeing that in too many Republican cities. They just don't do that. These are people who are entitled and cannot control themselves. It's absolutely ridiculous. And by the way, I support the idea of what they're rioting for. I think what happened, it's infuriating what happened with those.
That was straight up murder. Straight up murder.
Not a reason to set your city on fire, even still.
Yeah, no.
And there's no reason to loot a target.
To loot that. What does looting have to do with anything?
I don't support the riot. I support the protest.
I support the protest too. I honestly, somebody made a strung together video which was horrifying of police brutality. I saw it on Twitter. It was just like all of these instances of video, like on video, of vicious police brutality. And when you see 50 instances in a row, it kind of does something to your heart, and you go, maybe there is a little bit of a problem. And by the way, I love the police force. I have friends on the police force, but there are bad apples on the police force.
Yeah.
I
the
think
thing
that's
of it is
clear.
there are bad. We need accountability for everything, for citizens, for police, for everything. I mean, and we all have to, agree, we all have to agree to that. But at the same time, we have to root out if there are Antifa guys that are, creating some extra violence, organizing people, trying to psych them up to do crazy stuff.
Antifa. I have no respect for Antifa. Fuck Antifa.
There's like vans like
they should be held, but I'm just saying they should be held responsible as freaking terrorists if they are doing it, and it's looking like they are. There's a lot of stuff out on that now.
They're catching these vans where these guys are going out before protest, and they're dropping like these bags that are full of like hammers and bricks and just like random weapons, and they're like hiding these bags where like a protest will be like a 2 or 3 hours from then, and they're catching these vans, these dudes just going off and dropping like these special bags that have like these like weapons in them.
It's all organized, right? I mean, there's it's
ridiculous. All Acorn. It's all those guys.
Yeah, Acorn. Remember Acorn?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're still around. They just changed. They changed their name.
Yeah, you're right about that. All right, so I agree, and bless Blackwater. I like that organization. So Robert Romano says Remender's opinion is his sales should go down by 50%. That's his opinion. Saul for X Comics says no worthwhile artist or storyteller would ever tell people that they don't want audience X to not observe, listen, or otherwise read what they make. And by the way, let's just say that he's right about his opinions. Why would he want people who disagree with him to not read his work? Wouldn't that be the target audience? If you're making stories that are anti-racism, say, why wouldn't you want racists to read your story?
Persuade those racists that they don't understand something.
Yes. Otherwise, you're just preaching to the choir. Robert Romano says Patriots don't excuse swatting attempted murder. Yeah, they don't. 200 Watt Studio says Health Man returns as he is called out of retirement to fight COVID-19. Sulfur X Comics says, imagine Stan Lee saying, I don't want racists or homophobes to read the X-Men. Like the grotesque levels of ego and abject failure at life. I know, Sulfur X. Davey Crotch Kick, thanks for $2. Drunky McAssel says, question for Adam Post. Any chance of a colorized version of the first College of Dead book for sale with the upcoming third book, Exploit Me?
We'll try to have that happen. I already have some flats, some color flats. It's kind of a matter of scheduling. So I'm trying to get it done by the time we offer book 3. So a good 50-50 on that.
Chance of getting College of the Dead posters, says Sean Connery versus Applesauce, a.k.a. Blue Dragon Balls.
I want to do them. I admire Ethan's Salamandroid Blacklights. Other guys are talking about posters. So, yeah, I got to get my acting gear with posters for sure. So, ASAP.
Alan Rogers said fat. Charlie's London official says EVS have baby Cyberfrog come in a chicken fry box. You pop the lid and there he is. That'd be super cool. Take my money, Frog Daddy. That's a good idea. I was just gonna have him kind of be loose, like with a tag on him, like a Beanie Baby, but that's a pretty cool idea to have him in an empty chicken bucket, like he ate it all. Snark to God DM says GI Jackrabbit sounds awfully close to Cecil's idea from '84 called Combat Cottontails.
I was thinking that.
We were talking.
Drunky McAssel says, I will pay Piper to not shave her head. Thank you. Thank you very much, Drunky McAssel. I'm 100% in agreement with you. Metal Movies and Brewski says, sign up for Butch Cleaver and get your free card. Clicks 008 says, John Malin, thanks for suggesting The Kingdom. I haven't watched that yet. That's zombie, right?
Yeah, zombie TV series on Netflix called Kingdom. Get to about episode 3. If you're not hooked by episode 3, don't worry about it. But I've watched both seasons. I think they're like 6-7 episodes long. Pretty good. I liked it a lot.
All right, I'll watch it. Rich Speck says, I had $55 left to my name, so I backed Jawbreakers at the $50 tier and used the rest to tell you about it. Hail Comicsgate. Thanks for trying. Well, these guys, I was watching a video today by Fan Advocacy. He was interviewing Preston Poulter, and it's like,
that was brutal.
It was so, I mean, just shut the fuck up about me, please.
Just two weirdos just stroking each other. It was almost unbearable, but it was like watching a car crash.
It was like the first half hour of it. I was, it was Preston talking about comics. Right. And then I was like, and then I came up and I went, okay, here comes the part about me. And it never ended, the part about me. And I went, okay, we're going to click away from this now. After 30 minutes of like answering them, I went, God damn. And I could see that it still had an hour to go, so, and I could see the chat that was still ahead of them. They were still talking about me for an hour and a half of a 2-hour. I cannot be that interesting. I can't. You don't have to talk about, I don't have to rule your day, especially if you don't like me. If you love me, then yes, let me rule your day. Let me bright up your, let me sunshine in your life. But if you hate me, there can't be that much to say except for fuck that guy. And that should be it. Fuck that guy does it. When I don't like someone, I go, fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
And that's it. Let's see. Himatlo says, God bless you guys. Fuck Antifa soy boys. See, that's it. God bless you guys and fuck Antifa soy boys. We get your point.
Perfect.
Doomsday Kingdom, a zombie comic, launches Sunday. Appreciate you, Uncle E, paving the way on Indiegogo. And thank
those are really good guys. I interviewed them and they have me on their zombie channel. They have like 70,000 subs. We got their comics game. We got to talk to them more. I will follow up with you guys.
That's the first I've ever heard of them.
I'll send you their channel tomorrow or something when I remember.
Cool.
Good guys. Yeah, you'll like them.
Alan Rogers asks, would you draw a Doom comic given the opportunity? And he's asked this many, many times. And I don't know what he means. You mean the video game Doom where you're a gun walking around? I mean,
that would be my assumption.
That's a weird question.
I don't know how you.
Some people like Doom, man.
Doom is cool.
Yeah.
Mortal V. God damn it! A little bit of white on your facial hair under your nose makes it look like you snorted cocaine and didn't clean it. Frowny face. I brought that up today, and now everybody sees it.
Yeah, congratulations on that, by the way.
Is that just gray?
It's just gray. Yeah, I was like, look, I got a white patch right here in my mustache, and I always look at it, and it looks like I have a booger. Like, and I'm like, and it's just white hair there, and it does look like I snorted cocaine or something, I guess. And I
Yeah.
don't snort cocaine.
Can't unsee it.
Fuck.
You gotta just
Said anything.
that out.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said anything at all. All right, let's see. We got 3 minutes to go on your boy Zach, so let's go over there and see this close out. So, all right, so this is the evil right here. Let's refresh this. We're refreshing the evil, and we see that it is lost money, right?
Lost money. Yeah.
Lost
hell
money.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you
That's-
for helping.
All right, so let's now refresh here and see what we're doing.
Oh yeah.
Gained money. Wow.
There you go.
The evil's defeated. All right, so we defeated the evil. We've got.
I like to think that someone took the money from plot holes and brought it over here.
It's great.
How
That
does
was
that
the
say
right
1
move.
hour left though? Shouldn't that
It
thing
doesn't.
be down
It doesn't
for,
count
like,
down.
minutes?
No, it doesn't count down. And by the way, Indiegogo, sometimes your guys are listening to this show. Fix that. Like you ask all the time, like, what can we do to improve our site? A countdown at 5 minutes would be nice, or even half an hour would be nice.
Yeah, half hour. Yeah, hell yeah.
I mean, let the people know that it's because it says an hour. They think, oh, I have time to run up and get my pocketbook and maybe pee a little bit and smack my kids.
I think Young Lee said they actually do offer something like that, but you have to contact them.
Kyung Lee says you have to request the timer. Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. There you go.
All right, so it's going to end. We are 163, 556. This is it, guys. We've got less than a minute right now. Less than a minute until this goes either in demand or not. And Zach, by the way, Zach is not putting another 30 days on this. Jesus God, what is he doing? Zach, this is your score. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend beefing up these tiers. I mean, with 3,200 backers, that should be a easy $200,000 campaign at this point.
Yeah, all right. So,
he doesn't put in the previous volumes, right?
Sometimes he does. He had 100 copies that he shared with you, or 200 that he shared with you.
Oh, yeah. That he put in this one right here.
Yeah, he sold through them really quick. All right, it's in demand now. It's over. 163, 556 is Zach's. Luckily, it's in demand. All right, so final score. I think Zach doesn't want to do the 2 months because I think he probably just wants to produce the book. I think it's probably done because he's been working on this particular book for like 6 months. So he probably just wants to get the money and put it out. Congratulations, Zach. You defeated the evil. At the time of your closing, refresh this. Yep, evil defeated.
Congratulations, Zach.
And let's keep it that way. Let's keep funding this book while it's in demand, and make this an even bigger success. I want everybody to go over and take a look at my friend Patrick Thomas Parnell's Johnny Phantasm, and get this book. Get this book to 5 figures. I know a couple of you just came over and backed it.
Once we get to 10, we get to make the poker chips.
Oh, the poker chips! I actually showed those on one of my little live stream things.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, once we get to 10, we get to make the poker chips. So I'm pretty stoked on that.
This is great. So this ended. All right, so the campaign ended on May 27th, and it's moving. You made $1,600 more in the past 2 days. So people
well, I mean, again, like we only made 500 sets of these. So like we're not doing a thing where we can sell as many as we can. Like this is a limited run of only 500 sets. So like going into this, like we were only able to make like at the very most like 15 grand. And we're almost sold out of books. So I mean, things are going pretty well. I'm very happy with this.
I'm happy with it too, especially since you're happy. But we can do better than this. So everybody, back Johnny Phantasm.
Have you already printed the books?
Peter said that they're en route right now, so they should.
Oh, great!
So they should be at my house like any day now. And
congratulations.
And then we're gonna get those packed up. I'm halfway done with 1985. I'm gonna be wrapping it up in the next couple weeks, and then we're gonna get that going, and then hopefully the toy.
The toy is gonna be great. Dan Fragg's Black Flag, Pineapple Perception. Dan's a hard worker. He's got this book underway. He's doing his YouTube. He's doing everything right, and you're letting him know that you like it. 146,508. Thanks for continuing to back him. Another case for the Lit List umbrella by Tug, who is he's at 72.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Big jump
Congrats,
today.
Tug.
Yeah. 990. I get that's fantastic. 990 backers. We're going to see this flip to 1,000 pretty soon. Maybe tonight. Back another. I gotta say, Tug has so many haters, and I completely relate to him for that. But here's the thing: that you cannot stop a good comic book.
Mm-mm.
You can complain. You can say, this guy's. Well, look, he's not a grifter. He put out the first comic already. He's going to do this one too. And the fact of the matter is, look how he changed it. Look, he changed it. The people were trying to get him on it looks like the Umbrella Corporation logo from whatchamacallit. What is that video
Resident
game?
Evil.
Resident Evil. And he just fixed the colors. Now it is definitely his own thing. So this is great. But you can't stop a great idea like this. Weirdo, creepy detective, like supernatural detective, umbrella guy, and Littlest Umbrella Girl. And they're investigating supernatural crimes together. Daddy-daughter detective team that's spooky. This is a good-looking comic book. It's a great-looking book. People are going to buy it. Sorry. Sorry if that bothers you. It's a good comic and with great lead characters that you can understand and and enjoy. So this is going to sell. It is going to do well, and this is precisely how to do a comic book and create a comic book. Having a nice lead character like Umbrella Guy or Johnny Phantasm. This is how I think comic books sell. All right, so Umbrella Guy. Let's see, Jawbreakers. We got The Lucent Waking Dream. The Lucent Waking Dream by Michael Bancroft, who is a great animator. I'm glad to see that he just broke 13,000.
Nice.
Take a look at this comic as well. I like Michael Bancroft. He makes those great little cartoon videos.
Yeah, animations, CG animations.
Yeah, he's gonna have a new one. He said he edited down a 2-hour tirade of me into 30 seconds.
Oh, cool.
Which I just edit out all the yeahs. And, you should be okay. That'll narrow it down. But he's great. And so back his comic book, Lucent the Waking Dream. It's a graphic novel, and look, he's got the UV spot cover.
Nice.
Great artwork. Look how good that looks, John.
It's a great city, yeah.
Real
qualified dude. Yeah, I like his stuff a lot.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time on that.
Yeah, those buildings look really great.
God damn, I love the idea of not showing her, just showing the reflection here, right? Or is this a 2-page spread? This is a 2-page spread. Okay, my bad. All right. I thought you flipped the page and you got to this. I was like, wow, that's smart storytelling. This is really cool. Absolutely.
Well, it'll still get that effect, though, right? Because you're going to look at that on the left and the reflection on the left, and then you're going to pan over there.
And see, yeah.
It's still... And what's also interesting is you see those birds that are flying from the shadow. The birds are going from left to right as well,
telling you where your eye should go.
Yep. That's beautiful.
And everybody is so good. I gotta say, I do love Comicsgate. I love people making comics. It is fun. It's fun to watch this stuff come together. This is great. Look at the environments here.
Yeah, really good stuff.
You could live in this. Sorry, this is the first time I've actually gone through and looked at the pages. I just started promoting this one yesterday. I'm gonna start promoting this every day. Yeah, I love this. Guys, consider backing this. I know, it's asking a lot because there are a lot of books. But if you're going to back a comic book, a Comicsgate book, please consider The Lucent Waking Dream. It looks top notch, and even John is absolutely flabbergasted and speechless at this.
Yeah, better backgrounds than I'll ever draw. Believe that.
Me too. Here's mine. Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet. I woke up to 906, and look, we're still moving step by step towards the 1 million. So every time I see this number switch, I'm like, that's another. We have 100 steps to take until we get to 1 million, and we're about to take our 7th step and make this 907.
Do you still have another cover to reveal?
Yeah, I've got the villains cover to reveal.
And like strategically, like when are you going to release that? Like at when we're like 9.5? Like,
well, here's my strategy. My strategy, it has nothing to do with when to reveal the cover. I've got to draw the cover, but I'm still putting together. I'm still putting together the Wreck Planet Ash can, because it's 20 pages of material. So, and that's coming out with Unforgettable. So it's going to be the first preview of Wreck Planet. I got to get that done, and then I'll go back and do the covers. But my strategy is this. This is how to look at a campaign as you go. How much product do I have to sell versus devoted customers? And I had 2,500 executive honeycomb boxes, which I made an incredible deal. I just made them super desirable. They're a subscription to the campaign. You buy in at $200 and you've bought into the campaign. Now, we've already sold through about 2,200 of those, and we have 313 left. You do the math, and I mean, this is $60,000 if we sell out of these, and we're going to sell out of them. $60,000 added to this, and we're at 966. And
Bing, bang, boom.
Hop, skip, and a jump to 1 million. And that's once we put the Salamandroid toys up, we're going to get past 1 million. So, the last evil for the next evil is $1 million. We got to defeat the evil of getting to $1 million. And then the final evil, which is like the big boss. It's like going to hell and fighting the devil himself. Order of the Stick, which is an absurd comic book about stick figures playing Dungeons and Dragons from 2012 when Kickstarter was brand new. By the way, it's not an Indiegogo, it's a Kickstarter, but if you were to take all the Kickstarter campaigns that were comic book related, there would be Order of the Stick, and then there's me. So Order of the Stick is at $1.2 million. We're, is it possible? I mean,
you're gonna make it.
Let's take it.
It's possible. It's doable. It's a responsibility. It's Comicsgate.
It is my responsibility, because there's still people, whenever I brag about being the biggest crowdfunded comic book of all time, there are always people with clown makeup on Twitter who go, Order the Stick, though. Order the Stick. It's a web comic, but
it's a web comic. It's a series of collected graphic novels of multiple years of web comics. I doubt they published another comic since, or another product since. I'm sure they delivered them. I have no idea if they did or didn't, but I know it's a series of collected graphic novels of something that was a free comic for a long, long time. But can it be beaten? It can be beaten. It will be beaten.
Will it be beaten this time? Because here's the thing. I don't know if I'll get there this time, but I think I'll be positioned with Cyberfrog 3 to do it.
Yeah.
Because the campaigns keep kind of getting better. But I could do it with this one. I'm keeping this open until, Christmas, this campaign. We're going to run out of we'll run out of things. We're going to run out of the executive box, but we can keep it open. And it's a possibility that I could make another. I'm sure I've got the $1 million in the bag now. I'm sure I got it.
Well, you're saying on day one, if you sell out of the honeycombs, you'll think of another product to add on. That was pre-toys, but
well, I can't, because whatever I add on, the honeycomb box set purchasers get for free now. So I can't keep cutting down my profit margin on the executive honeycomb box. What I have to do is just promote the other product that I have and say, buy more of this if you haven't bought a copy of Wreck Planet yet at that point.
It's also kind of amazing how Unforgettable Tales doesn't count. They are Frog comics and they are yours. Had they been part of this campaign, the money would be there.
Yeah, but it's a different campaign. I've made $1 million so far this year on Cyberfrog. That's not a dispute, but we've got to do it a single campaign at 1.2 million.
Couple live streams, bing bang boom, it's done.
Give me a break. So thank you guys. Thanks for backing Cyberfrog to this point. Cyberfrog Unforgettable Tales is the other one, and when this closed out at 123, I was like, I'm going to leave it open and in demand because I think there's another $10,000 worth of sales there. Turns out I was wrong. $63,000 extra dollars in sales. So that's the advantage of leaving your comic open as an in demand. This is just it's just going to continue to sell, especially when, and it's evergreen. I mean, especially when the books come in and people are going to see them. I think we can get to 200 here. I think that's definitely a possibility. So, wow, what a fantastic year for Cyberfrog. What a great year for Comicsgate. God bless all of you. Thank you so much for supporting Jawbreakers 3. I know Zach would thank you if he was here, but he's not.
He wants to be here, though. He wants to be.
He's so tired of doing live streams. He's like, it's crazy out there right now, Ethan. It is crazy. I was like, I know, but what are we going to stop fighting just because it's crazy? What are we going to let the loonies take over? It's like either this is a thing worth defending. Comicsgate's a thing worth defending. Either you're out there fighting for it or you surrender it to people who don't have its best interest in mind. So we're going to keep fighting for it.
Our favorite campaign we didn't even mention, College of the Dead, of course, shipping in June, baby.
Hold on a second.
Heck yeah.
I almost forgot.
College of the Dead.
.com, just collegeofthedead.com. Take you right to it.
Oh, really? Okay, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Because it's weird.
That's a good thing, guys, to know about your campaigns. If you can come up with a domain, it's very easy to just have that domain redirect to whatever your current campaign is. So when I go on to College of the Dead 3, I can do College of the Dead and redirect it to when that campaign comes out. So then no one has to, by all means.
All right, here we go. Ready? Watch this, everyone.
Get that boom.
Uh-oh. Okay, so my first question is this okay for my 5-year-old?
If there's something wrong with him, yes.
Yeah. College of the Dead graduation day comic book. Obviously, that is the scariest. I mean, it really is scary. I like the music.
Yeah, Ted scared the hell out of me with it when he threw because you put the sound effects and the timing of the music and everything like that. It is in the classic zombie apocalypse theme. It is college students. They are fighting for their lives. You really get into kind of see the story of there are college situations going on. Like you saw those two characters kind of fooling around and getting drunk at a party together. And then the girl runs off and Brendan, the guy, runs after her to try to find her and kind of talk to her. And she's freaked out because things went a little far fast with them hanging out together. And he gets interrupted by the zombie apocalypse. And he spends the whole book kind of trying to find her. So he's kind of like a hero, but he's also like, well, what the heck's going on with this girl, and tries to save her. And hey, it's a zombie apocalypse, so things happen. So it's full color. It's 48 pages. We already shipped the first book. It's still available on this campaign. And this is the second book, 48 pages, full color. It's for zombie people. That's a Narwhal cover. Narwhal did Earthbound. We made this one College Bound. It is the zombie version of that.
I like that.
Earthbound.
Yeah, I love Narwhal's art, man.
Yeah, so lucky to get him interested in doing that. Then we have an art book. We have a making of book, and that's some of the interior pages. But the book's completely done. It's shipping this month. I'm approving the final proof tomorrow, so they can just print and ship everything out this week. And then I'll be doing the fulfillment. And excited to be doing that, getting them out to people. And it's done really well. It's done 3 times the business the first campaign did. And that's the main thing, is to try to keep those campaigns doing better.
Yeah, that's an important thing. It's like I'm constantly comparing the first Johnny Phantasm to the second one, and I've already done 3 times better in a third of the time. So it's like you got to constantly compare about what you're doing. like a lot of people are, it's hard to compare yourself with. I mean, so many people are just killing it, and some people could get like discouraged, but it's important to be mindful of what you're doing.
Yeah, and also what your platform is.
Yeah.
My YouTube channel just broke 1,000 subs recently. Oh, subscribe to AdamPostSpeaks.com. You will love it. But it takes a little time to build your platform. You put the time in, and Ethan's numbers are the biggest numbers, but no one spends as much time working as hard as Ethan does on this.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I don't do much.
Not that I say that and you say that, but then I kind of see you around and you're on this 4-hour live stream and that 5-hour live stream, and then you're doing another live stream a few hours later. It all adds
hard.
up.
It's hard talking for that long.
No, it's not that hard. No. College of the Dead graduation day comic book. This is Adam Post's new book. Make sure to back this and back the first one that you missed. This was actually really good too. A beautiful cover with the football player. I have this. I love this comic book. If you love zombies, you'll love it too. So back this today, and let's get Adam Post to 30,000. Let's just be crazy. Let's have fun.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I believe in Adam. I do. This is nothing. This is not working. It's incredibly fun. I love hanging out with John Malin and Cecil.
Always a pleasure.
Anna comes in here. It's a good time. I like making comics and selling them. It's all great.
She's great. She did this interview on Clayton Barton's channel, the How to Draw Comics guy, talking about how to do YouTube videos, and I was watching some of it earlier. It's really, really good. She's a great communicator, excellent communicator.
Anna is?
Yeah. She's talking about how basically the mechanics of making good YouTube videos.
Yeah, she's like Psycho on the technical stuff.
But she hits her marks. She knows her business. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
I want to point out that Johnny Phantasm was at 9,600 a couple seconds ago. I just refreshed it, 9,904. So,
I was actually going to thank the crowd. I had a big spike of people, and we're getting super close to those poker chips. I'm very excited. I think by tomorrow morning, we'll be there.
I think we'll be there in a few minutes, guys. If you back this now, so what is the deal? How do they get the poker chips?
Well, they're just going to come in the packaging. I mean,
who gets them? Who gets them?
Everyone.
So if I back at $15, I'm going to get poker chips?
Oh, yeah. You're going to get a poker chip. You're going to get a couple stickers.
I don't know why. We're only less than $100 away. I don't know why we can't just see this happen right now, guys. Why not back Johnny Phantasm 1977? You get 3 books. They're 32 pages each for $15. Very inexpensive, and you're going to get a set of exclusive Johnny Phantasm poker chips. Mm-hmm. Put a little love into this. Give Patrick, who by the way is Anna's dream man. I forgot to mention that.
No, it's not true because I have light eyes. She doesn't like light eyes.
What do you mean she doesn't like light eyes?
She likes dark eyes.
Dark eyes, brown,
dark eyes.
black.
My eyes are blue.
Like doll eyes.
So that excludes
like a doll.
eye color, huh? Okay. Whatever,
well,
Anna.
He has a whole list of, things that, boxes that need to be checked off.
What is it? What is Peaches
hair,
look like?
Portuguese.
What's
that?
What does Peaches look like? Is it?
We don't know. She keeps him private, and I think that's a good idea.
I think I've seen a picture of him before. Well, Frege is basically her dream man. So,
wait,
he's Portuguese.
Did she ever say that? Did she say Dan Fraga is my dream man?
No, but he hits all the marks.
I would like to know if that's true. That's great. All right.
Like the married guys.
Yeah, well, everyone's married. I think the thing about Comicsgate is that most of us are married, and that's right. I mean, Adam, you're married, correct?
I'm not married. Nope.
No, that's where
lone wolf.
I am the lone wolf
on the prowl, looking for Mrs. Right,
looking for love in all the Comicsgate places, but not with anybody in any chats or anything like that.
Ethan, what's going on with FanFest?
What's going on with FanFest is it's happening. People are working on putting it together. I talked about it a little bit today, and the plan right now is, by the way, Andrea, my wife, is involved in this. She is going to, I think she agreed to this, but the convention promoters actually asked her to be in charge of delegating airfare and the way that we and kind of being the welcoming committee a little bit. You know, once she gets there, like just making sure people know where they are, where they're going, and all that stuff. Welcoming people to once they come to whatever hotel this is going to be at. She'll be at the door. Like
Hawaii.
What?
I don't.
Is it Hawaii? Do you want to do?
I don't know. It's just the welcoming committee. I don't know.
Well, you know, really good conventions have that. Like, if you go to Phoenix Comic Con, it's always like the same group of women who are just like, "Hey, welcome. Okay, you're Ethan. You're here. Check you off the list. Go over there, check
Get
in."
a little baggie with stuff in it.
Yeah. I mean, that's fun. I like that.
Here's your shuttle.
Yeah. Just make sure everybody is okay. You've got to be here to catch your flight. That's a fucking huge job. It's a nightmare. But Andrea is like really good at you know, kind of figuring stuff like that out. So she might do that. But we are going to we're going to make sure that the money that we raise after you know, everything's paid for, we want to fly some people in. We're going to do it kind of backwards. We're going to make sure that people who are peasants, okay, you see the look on my face, are going to be allowed to. They're going to be the ones who get paid for it. We want to get the guys who are, you know, smaller creators who aren't having enormous six-figure crowd funds, who maybe cannot afford their flight and hotel. We want to pay for that and make sure that people can come here. And remember that everyone is an important creator within Comicsgate. We love everyone here and want everyone to succeed to the best that they can possibly succeed. So it's going to be kind of an interesting little lottery situation where we're going to choose some of the smaller campaigns, these guys who have their own books, and we're going to decide who gets, I don't know, pull it out of a hat. What do you think, Adam? I mean, how do you do that? But we'll like, let's say that we have enough money to fly in 20 people and put them up in hotels. We'll pull names out of a hat or something like that to decide who gets to.
Yeah, something, and not everybody's going to want to or be available to. A lot of people have situations where they can't travel or
everybody better be there. This is there will be no excuses. Everybody has to be there. We will fly you in from Australia.
We were just talking about how we were going to select certain people and exclude the others. I'm just saying, if there's a universe of say 60 people, you might not be surprised that like 30 of them might not be able to even do it.
Well, I'm assuming the people are wanting to go. Like the people that will be, their names will be in this theoretical hat.
In the magic hat. Yeah, by then we'll be probably billionaires making.
Here's an interesting question: Who's going to show up? That is going to be problematic.
Nobody. It's going to be a great time for
everybody's
everybody.
Invited. You know, we don't want anybody to be excluded. I mean, you know, I think in person it should be a big party. There are going to be people who don't get along with other people, and that's the way all comic book conventions are anyway. So it's just the way it is. It's for the fans fest. It's not for the
I know
lords.
I know I mentioned it before, but did you look into the DoubleTree across from Universal?
Yeah. I mentioned that to Andrea, and you know what she said? She said, "Ew."
Ew? Like, they were having the Transformers convention there. Yeah, I guess I don't know.
No, we can do better than that, though, Patrick. We have stayed there before, and it isn't up to our standards here. We want a really nice hotel that is going to accommodate us, and you know, we know Orlando pretty well. We know that whole area.
Are you sticking the Kirkman Drive and International Drive, that area?
Not necessarily. No, I mean, you know, no, there are some. I mean, International Drive. Well, you know, there's the convention center, obviously, which is absolutely beautiful. But there are other areas where they have lots of large hotels with really nice ballrooms that are close enough to fun and games. All over Orlando is fun and games anyway. So we'll find something good. We'll find something good and reasonably priced, but still really, really you know, big and accommodating.
People are gonna flip out when they see how many people show up to this convention.
I think it's going to be a lot. Like, you know, we're like maybe 500 people will come.
No, give me more than that.
What is your guess? What do you think?
I would say at least 2,000 or 3,000 people are going to show up.
I think so too. I think it's gonna be more like 4 or 5. Yeah, I get that feeling. It's just gonna be a good time. So,
and then what's also is gonna be fun about it? Yeah, I just checked this a little while ago. Boom.
There we go. 10,000. Congrats.
Whoa.
But like, what's gonna be fun is oh shit, what the fuck was I was just gonna say? You just distracted me with that. Well, anyway,
Flew your mind there. Congratulations. Yeah,
Thank you.
$10,000. We're
Good
at 5
feeling.
figures.
thank you, everyone.
Yeah, much appreciate it. We'll talk about it a little bit more. I got to say, like, COVID kind of just put a little bit of a damper on the convention for now because of the uncertainty of the world.
Oh no! This one I was gonna say it's gonna be interesting of all the kind of exclusives that we can have for the show.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what are you thinking?
Well, I mean, if I can't get the action figure, if I can't get the action figure up and running by Christmas, that'd be a perfect time. Would be that time.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you want to talk about making money? When we have an Artist Alley with I don't know how many tables Artist Alley is. Is it 100 or is it less than that? Maybe it's less than that. But we have that many tables to give away, and they're all filled up with creators in Comicsgate who have their books, that have their projects there for sale. You can make exclusives for sale. People are going to make a lot of money there. People are going to do really, really well. And I'll be there. I'm going to have a gigantic booth for Cyberfrog with free posters. I'm going to make a ton of exclusive posters, exclusive trading cards that are giveaways for all attendees.
That looks like the old cross-gen booth.
That's what I want to do. I'll spend some money on it.
Spinning and glass and just.
Yeah, I have a fantasy about what my booth will look like, and I think I'll make a gigantic Cyberfrog just banner or something lights up, and we'll have people working there making sure everybody gets stuff. I might have like an exclusive thing for sale.
Oh, it'd be great. Since Legoland is in Orlando, is talk to the Legoland people and get them to make a giant Lego Cyberfrog.
Jesus Christ, I don't think I'm at that point yet, but that would be fantastic.
That would be amazing.
I want to have stuff. I want to have product and
Well, I'm saying like the people that are gonna flip out are the anti-Comicsgater. Like these people that are gonna look at this and be like, oh my god, like these people are for realsies.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, it's an opportunity to really. I don't even care though, Patrick. Can I just tell you, fuck those people. I don't care what anyone thinks. What these people think about this. We have such a great community full of people, full of customers, fans, and creatives that we can put on a convention that will do very, very well and may even grow the next year as this community grows. And I don't care if people like it or don't like it or impressed or unimpressed. I want us to just have a good time. And the fun thing about it is that, Andrew and I talk about this a lot. And it's just like, it's not that people want to meet us. They want to meet each other. You know what I mean? It's like, that's what I love about Comicsgate. All of these people become friends in the chat. 7 of 9 will be there. He'll be like, I'm 7 of 9. And it's like Zaid Comic, the Diaz brothers will be there.
Yeah.
Everybody knows each other. It's going to be a real good time, and for people who only know each other, sometimes in some cases, from watching us on the screen, but in most cases, just your name on the internet, your name going up on the chat. Can you imagine the parties? Can you imagine the fun, that it's going to be when these people actually meet face to face?
I would like to see a Cecil cosplay contest where just people try to dress up as Cecil.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think
they probably will anyway. I don't think we need to have a. There's going to be a ton of cosplayers there. I'm quite sure. I want to get Balloon Man Witch, the guy who does the balloons, and he did the Cyberfrog costume. I want him there. I want him to be my booth guy. Heather Swain, his wife, can be my booth babe, signing autographs, running around my booth like in the 90s.
Oh yeah, booth babes.
What about you, John? What are you picturing for your booth?
I have a dream. In that dream, it's the same booth that they had in Christmas Story with Santa Claus up top, except I have 2 hot elves and I have that slide going down.
Are people going to sit on your lap? I mean,
yeah, why not?
Oh, that's awesome. Humble.
You wanna? Yeah, sure.
How great would it be?
Comic. Yeah.
We'll construct that for you. We will make that actually happen. Go meet John Mayle and climb up the steps Sit on his lap, tell him what you thought of Graveyard Shift 2, and then he'll kick you down the slide.
Tell me what you want for Christmas,
Oh, jeez. That would be funny. All right, let me read the rest of these super chats, and we'll call it a night. I just wanted to do a little promotion here tonight. Thank you guys
Made
for
it happen
coming
tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Brian says, Patrick, can we get a full house for the USA?
Yeah, I have to look at the numbers because I saw that we just sold out. Like, I did have an upper tier of $45, but we had a certain amount of those. I have some reserves for the European and overseas, so I just kind of have to switch those around. As soon as I get offline, I'm going to go ahead and move some of that around. I check back tomorrow morning.
Captain Chogout says, I won't pipe girls in horrible hotels. I've spoken. It's not horrible. It's just that we can do better than that. It really is so very touristy. You've got to be careful where you stay in Orlando. Oh, there goes my voice. Wow.
Yeah, I'm a humble
talk too
man.
much.
All I want is a suite with a jacuzzi in it.
Well, we can get you that. I mean, that's not an unreasonable request.
Part of the budget already.
Junkie McAsshole says, I'd like to thank Mr. Parnell for making his project extremely affordable. I hope you get rich down the line, but it was kind of you to make your work so accessible. Hail capitalism. That's
Yeah.
nice.
That was kind of like our answer to Diamond shutting their doors for a little while. Like we wanted people to get affordable books to their door. So
Optimus Deadpool says Peregrine is in its final 24 hours. Still time to defeat deadbeats. We'll get it. We'll get Peregrine tomorrow. I promise you. I'll do a whole stream about it. Charlie's London official. I have tourism and hospitality experience from working in conservation at the Tower of London. If you need any volunteers, can I put my name for it? Charlie's, yes. That would be terrific. We would love to have you do that.
Fantastic. She's great.
Yeah. CMYK says Adam is like too short. He married to the game. Too short, I guess, is a rapper.
Mhm.
Short has a dollar sign for the yes. Optimus Deadpool says, so Ethan, if you make 1 million, will that prove Doug right that you are a dumb potato? I already conceded that though. So, Rich Speck says, I just found out I still had $5 in my bank account. So here you go. Thank you, Rich. He gives me another $5. I can't back Johnny Phantasm. I don't work for euros. It don't work for euros, says Trencher 1375. That's weird.
yeah, I don't know anything about that.
200 Watt Studio says, has Johnny Phantasm and Anna gone on a date yet? Patrick's married.
I'll have to ask my wife.
Yeah, Patrick's married. And Patrick's wife is beautiful. She's a Barbie doll version of Patrick, tattooed and everything.
Yep.
So
And she's red-blooded, if you know what I'm saying.
yeah. So I don't think Patrick's interested in dating Anna.
7 of 9 did another list, and I'm back at top. Notice my camera's off. Then it goes Patrick, Adam, Ethan.
I'm last this time. Okay, all right. I'll work on that. I'll try to get my popularity points up.
It's the cocaine mustache.
Oh, I can't even cut it off. Like I can't, because it'll just grow back, right? I mean,
Just get a little bit of like a Copic marker and just kind of color a little bit of it in.
I could try that. I mean, let's see. The mayor is lesbian, says Loch Ness Monster in Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City is Democrat, says Loch Ness Monster. Really? That's weird. Sulfur X Comics says, guys, back that Peregrine book. Feeling it. Sulfur X Comics says, all my Cyberfrog cards need a booklet. When? Pretty soon. We're gonna make albums, trading card albums. The Phantasm book Euro ship don't work. Euro, I see. That's the same complaint. Yeah, the Euros don't work for some reason. I don't know why that is. That doesn't make any sense. Dark Gift Comics Presents says the signed copy is his cover, right? Does he mean you? He must mean you, Patrick.
What is the question?
The signed copy is his cover. Oh no, he must be talking about Zach. Yeah, I think so. I think Zach's. Yeah, that's it. Trencher 1375 says, and backed. The other books were great. Simon Oliver says, pressed in Poulter reminds me of Norman Bates. Charlie's London official says, just want to say thank you for the call out for my show with Fregget today. I now have 565 subs. He is incredible, and I'm so glad he is CG. Nice. Alan Rogers says, would you draw a Doom comic given the opportunity? No, I don't see the value in a Doom. I don't get it. I don't understand why that's a question, but
if you super chatted me, I would draw the Doom comic.
Yeah, I don't know what there is to draw. I guess the monsters or the monsters.
Yeah, monsters.
Okay.
No, we can't though because we have to draw other stuff. You have to draw other stuff.
Would the whole thing be first person?
You would think so, right? It would have to be.
Yeah.
Snarkticon DM says the John Malin Hall of Victories attraction is a must. Wow, John.
Wow. I didn't even think about that.
Here's what I'm picturing for your booth. Forget about your Christmas story thing.
Oh.
I'm picturing people waiting in line, and just like the line at an attraction, there are walls on either side with your biggest victories.
Oh yeah, drawn and quarter, drawn and back hold. all the places I dominated.
Whoa.
Maybe a video monitor playing Malin After Midnight over and over again.
Right.
I like it.
Yeah, that would be awesome. It's like really the John Malin experience.
Yeah, 7 to 9 says, John, you've been on top all night. I've heard that before.
All right, let's see. Just over $100 left to hit 9K for the Lost Pages, says Zaid Comics. Dark Gift Comics Presents says, me and Brian Urso want to put together a music program for entertainment for the con. Well, I don't see why we couldn't do that. 200 Watt Studio says, please have a kumquat booth and try to steal peaches contest. We got to have gay men trying to steal peaches from Anna. Teus Ranger says, don't worry about your booger stash, Caesar. You got the body of a god. Too bad it's Buddha. See it? Do you understand what I go through now? It's ridiculous. Thank you all for coming here. Thank you for being with me tonight. Thanks for backing these comics. Appreciate you all. I'm going to go because I'm losing my voice and I'm going to get to work. But have a terrific night, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video.
Night, everyone.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.